welcome to the low budget LCS. The three of us here have been BSing behind the scenes, and we are ready and excited for a fantastic game. We have Draft that is getting readied up. We are going to be seeing Forge Esports Vanguard versus only Krugs for a makeup from their week 1 game. And tonight I am joined with Tier and Jarrett. Are you guys excited for the game tonight?
Yeah, I've been vibe coding all day, and now I'm ready to vibe cast.
Awesome.
Super stoked. Super stoked. We're gonna bring back all the early '90s references. It's a real treat of a desk here. We've got a lot of older millennials hanging out on the cast. Can't wait to watch some banging League of Legends and talk about the '90s. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're old, yay! This was
Let's
not
talk about
planned.
original PlayStation games.
Oh yeah.
Get them out there.
Hey,
original
GoldenEye.
Nintendo.
I
original
still
Nintendo
have a
games,
functioning Game Boy with Tetris.
Oh, Game Boy was the best thing that ever happened to cartridges in the 90s.
Oh my god, it was so good. I had
incredible.
the Game Boy Color with the battery expansion for the rechargeable things. I was the coolest.
You were a prima donna.
Oh my
Yeah, I
god,
was
it
so
was
excited.
so cool.
I was so excited about the Game Boy. I went and bought my buddy a Game Boy so that we could connect them using that cord. Do you remember?
Oh my god!
Yes!
Did you have the accessories, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
weird magnifying glass you could put on it with the light thingy?
The light.
To make the screen bigger? Yeah.
Yeah.
Epic.
I
Epic.
used the light.
They don't make them like that anymore, folks.
No.
No, they're backlit now. You don't need it. And the screen is larger than what, 2 1/4 by 3?
Was it that small? In my mind, it was massive. So I don't burst my bubble here.
Well, remember how big your hands were back then?
Not really.
Remember
Oh boy,
how
I don't think I've
Segue.
changed at all. I'm just saying.
I don't know how to change the stream title, so it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. Unless Tier, can you change it?
No, I have no privileges or rights.
Woo! Let's
I
go.
love that.
Can one of you message in the stream channel to maybe get that fixed, since none of us have the power?
Now, Buggle would just say something about how we don't have enough money and something LBLCS.
Oh, that is an excellent point.
But you know what Buggle would also say? Buggle would say we should shout out our sponsor,
Oh,
right? He would say
Yeah.
we're getting just the teeniest little bit of money
But
from
we're
our
gonna make
sponsor,
them
who
hold
is
out because picks and bans have started, and we're
Oh,
gonna
good.
pull
Ooh.
up the sponsor when we actually go into game, because
Just
it'll
wait,
have the little
sponsor.
thingy in the corner. It's really cool.
just you wait.
So we do have Forge Esports going ahead and banning Braum and Caitlyn. And only Krugs do not want to see Wild's Gwen. Can't imagine why.
have you seen these players play before?
So
We're both
I
in
am
Forge
particularly,
Esports.
yeah. We know Forge. We know Forge pretty well. We've got a really strong Forge lineup of Akira, Wildstar, Traxon, Rix, and Helium. They're very familiar to us. I can tell you that they love to get rid of those really strong bot laners. As you can see, we're getting Braum, who's really in a great spot in the meta right now. We're getting Caitlyn out of here. Lux could be a flex pick. I don't have my op.gg in front of me to tell me whether that's a support ban or a mid ban, but
Could be
Forge
both.
is coming out to get the Krugs a little pinched in the bot lane.
Where's the Poppy
So-
going?
Who would you say is the strongest player on this team? Who's the carries? Who are the supports on the Forge side?
Well, it depends if Wild is watching the Viking game.
Oh,
Attention could be divided and therefore carry potential lessened if there's an exciting play happening on Monday Night Football. But I believe it's Akira and Traxon in the bot lane, if I remember correctly. And I know they're a potent duo. If I
Pickle,
pairing them
it's
up
because we
correctly.
don't have the budget to update it. They haven't given us the power to. So we're just going to have to know in our hearts that it's not that. I don't know why the overlay has Chinas Boys versus LPP Boys, because the link does not have that. How the heck did that show up in my... I have no idea. Okay, but we have teams coming out.
Yeah, well, and I really blame Riot, right, for our inability to really assess who's who in this thing because, as everybody knows, your custom lobbies right now, you can't line up in the order you want.
Yeah,
You
did you
just
see them try to fix something and make everything worse?
oh, it's classic that indie little gaming company. So we're shooting from the hip, we're flying a little bit blind, but that's part of the fun of modern League of Legends is you never know exactly what's going to happen until the load screen hits.
My mic is peaking. I need to turn it down more. Okay.
Oh,
Hopefully it won't
it's
be
just
quite as much.
peak
It may
performance,
also
really.
just be my voice in some ways. I do have a tendency to peak my own self like that.
No, the California again.
Like totally.
Yeah, we're going to need a lot more of that before the end
Yeah.
of the night. A
But
whole lot more.
guys,
There we go.
the viewers won't like it.
They'll like it and they will love it. So we've got a couple infinite scalers here.
Oh, can we talk
in the
about the
Senate and
draft? Can
Smolder.
we?
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah,
ready to
it's
talk
up on
about
the
this draft.
screen.
I don't care.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I really like Red Side's draft right now. It's looking pretty good. I'll tell you what I like. I like because I'm a Taric main myself. I really hate playing against Senna and Seraphine when I'm Taric. And I see Senna and Seraphine on their team, and I feel real bad for that Taric because he's going to get range diffed a whole bunch in that lane. It's going to feel real bad. Smolder's going to try to scale, and he's a good little dragon. He might scale just a little bit. But then Poppy really wants to stop somebody from going in, and they just pick Senna and Seraphine who don't really want to go in. So all in all, I kind of like what's going on Red Side right now.
It is quite good. Although I do need to honor Pickle 10 seconds. It is lemon lime Gatorade because he knows I don't drink. Let's go.
Oh, shout out to the pickle hater. Didn't see you there in the chat. Great to see you back, buddy. We Pickle and I were on a team last split, and he's a really really great teammate. Plays in the top lane. Hadn't been around a little while, so good to see you, Pickle, back in the world.
And
I don't
when
think
I
people
have
just
to
leave
leave
the world
in
when they
like
leave
10
LBLCS.
minutes to go pee because I just downed 16 ounces of Gatorade, it's Pickle's fault. I agree with
I
the
really
Dr.
gotta
Pepper.
disagree with
I
you
adore
here.
Dr.
I mean-
Pepper, particularly cherry Dr. Pepper. I am also a huge fan of root beer floats. And I love black licorice, so I have old people taste in addition to being old. Although I am the middle child of this cast, I am neither the oldest or youngest.
Wow. We could play Guess Our Ages.
Well, technically, two of us have the same number right now.
Uh-oh. We need more clarification.
My birthday's sooner.
Let's just say there's a lot of 80s babies. A lot of 80s babies running around this cast.
And we don't round up. Anyways. Oh, wait. Tyr, you round up, huh?
I do round up.
Yeah.
I do round up.
But Tyr, I gotta agree with your assessment of the draft. I mean, it's really going to be very difficult for Tarek Smolder to get a tremendous amount of pressure or any real kill opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, picking the Olaf here feels real good too.
I love the Olaf into the Poppy Tarek because yeah, what are they gonna do? Watch him past. Yep, that's what they're gonna do. They're going to watch as he throws axes in their baby dragon's face.
Yeah, super scary Olaf at this point in the meta. And then, of course, if you ever do get a great dive off, who's coming in but the heroic bird golem, Galio, raining down from anywhere on the map. Just as soon as you think you have the numbers, you're wrong, you're knocked up, everyone's taunted, and then everyone's dead.
I'd love to see a utility jungler of some kind here. I don't know, actually. There's so much utility. Do they just need another damage threat? Like,
a little bit more AP, maybe?
Yeah, a little AP burst. I think a little control mage could be in order.
Let's
see what they go with.
Oh, the Rock. Rockman Socken. Is that Olaf Jungle?
I guess.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I think it is. We're looking at Olaf Jungle, Malphite in the top lane. Galio mid. They're thick through the middle and top part of the map.
Yeah.
And it's going to be all about keeping those big carries in the bot lane
alive
and fighting.
Hello.
Oh, hey. Doing a cast.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. No problem.
Have the kitties been fed?
No. Can you feed him?
Yes,
Thank you. As I said.
Those are the riveting things you get when old people cast.
Yeah.
We have
Feeding the cats.
families.
Spouses coming home, children and pets being fed. It's just what
Mm-mm.
you look for on a Monday night League of Legends.
Oh, that reminds
LVLCS
me, I
chat.
need to turn off my alarm about putting the chickens to bed so it doesn't show up.
You have chickens too?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been posting pictures of the babies I just got in the pets or in the home and garden. I don't know. They're kind of both.
Hmm.
They're more garden than pets, to be honest.
Oh, I'm gonna tell my spouse about that later. She used to have like sheeps and cows when she was little. She's from Oklahoma.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I first got chickens in my parents' backyard in San Diego. It was amusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking just with the price of eggs being the way it is. I'm looking into some backyard urban chickens here in Washington D.C. area, but I'm not sure my neighbors would love that on top of my howling beagle in the backyard. We're already a bit of a noise epicenter here on our street, and I think that might not endear me.
At this point, chickens not as much of an issue as the beagle. Yeah. Because when it's dark, chickens shut up.
It's true.
As long as you
That
don't
is a
have
fair
a heat
point.
lamp out there on them.
Yeah, that is a fair point. So I need to really diversify my noise making, is what you're saying. So I've got the dog to howl at night, and I need my chickens to cluck in the morning, and then my neighbors will be happy.
Absolutely, that'd be great. Okay, now we're gonna go back to that. They are starting the spectator delay. Well, they're doing select, and then they will start the spectator delay. So the drafts. Yeah, I like only Krugs draft. I really do.
Yeah, I'm slowly realizing that this is Tarek Jungle. Or Poppy Jungle? Poppy Jungle.
Poppy
Poppy
Jungle.
jungle, most likely.
Camille
Yep.
top.
Yeah.
Tarek Smolder bot lane. Oriana mid. I guess Camille is the ball delivery service. So if they
To
choose.
Olaf. I guess they have to. It's weird. They have to ignore Olaf like for just long enough to kill Senna and Seraphine, sort of. And then
through Galio ult and Malphite knockup and Olaf beating on their faces.
Yeah. Yeah, he keeps saying words and it keeps making me feel worse about it.
With healing and shielding coming out of the 1.5 enchanters in bot lane.
Yeah, I'm going to be really interested to see whether the Smolder Tarek duo can keep this thing relatively even and maybe give themselves a chance to get an early Poppy gank in hopes of getting a little bit of an edge on the Sarah Seraphine, who are going to be really, really scary if they're allowed to just scale and poke and farm without a lot of pressure. You do have to look maybe for some topside opportunities before Olaf hits level 6. Potentially Camille and Poppy can wombo him into oblivion. But you get the feeling that this game could really be decided in the first 10 minutes. So whoever gets that early edge, it's going to be really tough to dislodge them.
It will.
Yeah. There's just so much prio for red side in the bot lane. And mid is kind of Galio, almost Galio. Well, no, actually no prio. I guess Ori gets prio there. But it's just so much prio in bot lane that I Olaf gets to farm. There's at no point that Olaf's going to lose the duel to Poppy. If Poppy paths spot and Olaf paths spot, they probably still lose to the Olaf. If they both path top, maybe commit. No, they probably lose to. I don't know. I don't know. So these are really like heavy scaly champions. I don't usually get to see this much scaling and have to work out what the prio is. But I think most likely scenario is just Olaf gets to farm and nothing really happens.
Likely. I do know,
Yeah, I agree.
and I've titled their bot lane Seraphine. So Seraphine, the double ranged, Tarek, just, I'm so sorry for Tarek. That is not fun. And he doesn't
Smarik?
have or Tolder?
Tolder, yes, I like that.
Okay, we'll go with Tolder. but in specifically, Tarek doesn't have a really snappy engage. He's going to be relying on Smolder's slow hitting and then following up with that root. And Senna and Seraphine both have movement speed ups, which
Yeah.
makes that real hard. And the double
Yeah,
ranged means Tarek just doesn't get to walk up.
it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting to see which runes Tarek takes here. You know, a lot of Tareks, of course, like to be aggressive and take the Glacial Augment for some of those really excellent early trading opportunities. But a Tarek who's feeling a little more tentative or cautious or needs to hold on might go Guardian. And I'll tell you, my favorite rune to pair with Guardian when you think you're facing a double poke lane, Second Wind. You know, Second Wind is a great item, or a great rune rather, to keep you in the fight while they're getting their free poke off on you. Before we get into the game, I got to say, hey, Pappy Doge, what's up, the Doge Father? Another one of my recent teammates shouting us out. Great to see you, man. Hope we get a great game here, and looking forward to taking the journey with you all.
Oh, we'll definitely get a good game for sure. These two teams are right next to each other in the pots, so this should be a very equivalent skill level. So it'll all come down to what happens in the actual play, which team's got the hands.
So I'm seeing in the standings, Oli Krugs is 0-1, and where's these other boys? Oh, Forge is 0-0. Okay, so no, we don't have a lot of information on these teams yet, so anything could happen. And the pots are so fallible. I mean, we're relying on
Very true.
the staff's ratings of people. Come on now. Somebody could have been grinding those norms, getting those reps in, could be feeling the oats, or some expression that means getting better, something like that.
Definitely, name recognition has nothing to do with how the ratings come out, right?
No, they're actually based off of their ranks in solo duo. And how
Purely
many games
objective.
they've played, and I was on roster verification, and I've looked at so many.
Yeah, I really hate the way all leagues are forced to do rankings and rosters, because Riot will not give us like all the data. Like if we could do median rank or something akin to median rank, I feel like it would be so much better than like peak rank. But we just don't have access to their API. That doesn't go back far enough to really give it to us. It makes me real sad.
Yeah, but also things can change over time. I mean, at certain times, I've been a much better player than like I am now, just because life stuff. So,
Oh, true. I just mean like over the last year of time or something like that.
okay, we do look back a year if there's any major discrepancies. So you can't like totally sack one season and go from like masters down to nope, I'm a plat player.
Sounds like an enjoyable way to spend your time.
You're running it down in ranked.
Just D rank from Masters to Plat for the lulls.
It would be a cool stream concept.
Well, you would just have to walk away for what, like 3 months, and then you'd be at the bottom of Diamond.
I've seen Iron to Grandmaster, like Iron to Challenger, right? But I've never seen like Challenger to Iron without actually getting banned or reported. Just like
that would be amusing.
Yeah, legitimately doing it so that everyone doesn't realize that you've just lost everything.
All right. Should we discuss who's actually doing like play-by-play?
I can tell you who's not doing play-by-play, and that is me. I don't speak fast enough. I don't know enough of the ability names. I'm coming in for that jungler support 30,000-foot view commentary.
I'm happy to run either one. It's up to you, Loki.
How about you do play-by-plays for now, and then I will make my attempt later. It'll be great.
Yes.
I definitely won't trip over all my words. This will be absolutely fantastic.
It'll flow better in Valley Girl, and I will really appreciate it.
Yes, I need the rapid fire Valley Girl play-by-play, like of a massive team fight around the dragon. I just need a lot of likes and and
She
all
like
the great
totally
verbal
used her
pauses.
all. Oh my god!
The Seraphine cast.
Unbelievable.
Everybody's dancing in the street. That was so damn good.
Seraphine's looking like Courtney Cox next to Bruce Springsteen with that ultimate, just laying down the entire Vanguard squad. Oh my god.
All right. And theoretically, it will find that I have a game. There we go. Hey.
Hey.
Now let me make it look right. All right, can you guys see it?
I could totally see it. And there's some big boxes down the bottom.
Cool.
Looking
Perfect.
good.
So, as team set up, it looks like we're doing a 5-point no level 1 shenanigans, well, almost a 5-point. Why are they in the same bush? Okay, their decision. It's fine. We
Look, you know what?
shout
The
out our
5-point is-
sponsor of We Teach LOL. If you want to be way better than me, you can go to We Teach LOL. And they have a really great community. They've been in the game a very long time, and tell them
I'm in
you
them.
sent us.
I am one of them.
Oh, very cool.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Free
yeah,
insights. Free insights. This
I've
is a
been there
great
for a couple
teaser.
of years now, at the Support Academy, and they really, really do a nice job of teaching you the right skills, but also the right mindset for, how to have a positive time and a positive relationship with your solo queue journey. I can't advocate for it enough. They did move me from like Emerald 4 to Masters, so they work in that regard as well. But yeah, all good things to say about them.
Awesome.
Amazing. That's about the best endorsement you can get right there, folks. You want to go from Emerald to Masters, right?
It's more the
Wall.
positivity, but we're seeing the game
Mental.
actually start out with a trade between a Malphite who will take no damage and a Camille who's going to do the little sweepy leg. I want to make up names for abilities if I have to do this play-by-play, so get ready for that.
I think we call that one the can-can, right? The
Oh, the
sweepy
can-can,
leg? That's
yeah.
the Camille can-can.
I do like the Camille skin.
Shift Control Z with the zoom out thing.
Oh yes, Control Shift Z. It'll make everything better.
There we go.
Check.
Sorry, I was doing it in the wrong order. Control Shift Z.
Nice little trade in the bot lane. The Senna Seraphine poke action taking effect.
Yep. Oh, pretty good Galio trade there. Getting in, getting the damage on. And this is pretty good for melee champ. You should really be getting bodied a little bit by the Orianna and her autos there. Good dodging so far. I mean, I would expect this lane to be going even worse for Tarek Smolder.
Yeah, well, one thing we're going to want to pay close attention to is those souls on Senna. How many is she stacking up, and what's happening on the other side for Smolder? The race to scale has begun.
Yeah, but in the top lane, the race to get rid of all mana as soon as possible has been won by Malphite.
First to 10 mana.
We take those, says Malphite. We take those.
Wait, oh gosh, that's right. Our lovely, yep, let me, figure this out. Order.
Oh, right.
Correct order? Correct order. Hey!
Yeah, seems fine. Yeah, so our prediction of nothing happening, junglers pathing to opposite sides, there'll be no interaction there. Unless somebody wants to posture up for a dive, but I don't know, Rocky Balboa up there is not going to want that. And, yeah, down bot, things are pretty safe, so I don't think any dives happening.
Yep.
Completely agree. Looks like a clean, full clear for both junglers. Scuttles being traded in the top and bot river, and with lanes pushed in on either side, we probably just get some resets and go around again.
Yeah.
Nice little trade again for the bot lane of Senna. What are we calling them? Senaphine?
Yep.
Seraphine.
So one little hit with Seraphine is whenever she casts a spell, she gets an empowered auto, so you should use it on an enemy champion.
Oh, we see Poppy coming in for a gank. Gets the wall slam. There is the stun. There is the damage. Malphite forced to blow the flash. The little leg sweep. They're going to go for the tower dive. Can they get? They commit the flash. They move in, but no one has finished him off. Poppy finally does, and they both get out with their lives.
So Wild gets an assist on top, and Poppy gets first blood.
Yeah, great
and
gank by the
Olaf
Poppy.
is a bit late. Poppy gets out? Yep. All right.
Olaf first onto his second clear. He takes a look at his dead top laner and says, "I'll be clearing away from you, sir." Back down to bot.
Yep.
Yes, we weep for Malphite, but not much can be done on his behalf. Really masterful job by the Forge jungler to come and convert the kill on a low mana, low HP rock god.
Yeah.
Is he a god, or is he just an elemental something?
I
He's the
don't
god
think
of
he's a
rocks.
Targonian whatever.
No.
Oh.
Maokai's the god of trees. This is the way we think of these things.
So what's Ivern then?
Ivern's the nicer god of the trees. You know,
Oh.
more friendly.
He's definitely not the friend of the forest.
Yeah,
there
he's
we
the
go.
friend of the forest. Malphite is the forest, or Maokai rather.
Oh. I mean,
Yeah, he does
every
say that
forest
a
has a
lot when you
floor,
play
right?
him.
He sure does. If you look me up, you'll notice I play a little bit of Maokai, and he loves to tell you that he will not flee into the forest. He is the forest.
It's true. Olaf finishes his second clear. He may have started that dragon, I'm not sure, because the top lane really wants to look at this Malphite, who has no mana once again, but really wants to interact with this wave and get it in, but Camille's going to try to trade into the wave. This crash is very important for Malphite. It looks like he's going to abandon it, though, which will hurt pretty bad. Meanwhile, we have another trade by Galio mid, really chunking down. And now a gank coming onto this red side bot lane. Poppy going for the wall slam, lands it huge. The exhaust goes down, will be enough to save. They're both trying to walk away. There are many heals, but Olaf is here. And we're just looking at top lane dying, and we'll go back to that later. But for now, Olaf has arrived. He is the damage. He does not have ult yet, though, so he can be stunned, and he is stunned, but the heals are pretty intense, and both sides are now trying to get the last hits in. They're very healy lanes. They can go back and forth, but everything seems to be out of resources, and we'll just decide
I do
it's too
want
hard
to
to kill
call out
people.
an excellent route from the Seraphine, getting that double up spell on her route to be able to stop the chase down of Uzi Barrett.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
was really good.
And another excellent stun and gank by Poppy, landing the stuns, which is everything on that champion.
Yeah, Poppy
Ooh.
being piloted really well. Uh-oh, big root.
Yeah, this is a dangerous spot now for
Cleanse.
blue side.
Smolder has to pop the cleanse to guarantee survival, and that mitigates a little bit of what felt like a pretty successful sequence for them into the poke combo, but a big trade top now.
Camille is getting to where she is hard winning these trades, and it looks like Malphite is in a bit of trouble. Gonna have to ult himself out. Big time play from Camille. She might even try to dive and deny Malphite all of this wave once he gets under tower.
Camille's ult is up in about one more wave, so if Malphite sticks around, I think he may live to regret it.
I wonder if it happens right here. I mean, I would kill myself to try to kill Malphite here. I think it's totally worth. And she will try for it. Oh, yeah, and the sweepy thing gets it. Go leg sweepy thing.
Yep. Nobody knows what that ability is called in this cast. We're doing great.
I've been told it doesn't have a name, really. It's
Okay.
it was lost to time.
Uh-huh.
In the Isles, the
Isn't
Shadow Isles, perhaps.
Isn't there like a garrote or something which is cutting somebody off at the knee?
Well, a garrote, right, is like a tiny little bit of wire you might use to choke somebody. That kind of seems like it might fit with the nimble swinging from the rafters Camille.
I don't know. Is this a millennial thing or is this like a nerd thing? Because I don't think I'm following this.
What, a garrote? A garrote, yeah. That's honestly, that's a spy books. Spy books is where I got that one.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody referenced Jason Bourne in the chat earlier. I'm pretty sure there's some garroting that happens in some of those Jason Bourne movies.
All right, well, the Krugs are getting taken by... Is Oli Krugs red side here?
They are.
Yes.
Yeah, they're trying to get their namesake, but Olaf will get caught out, and Wall Slam gets the ult out, but it will not save him, and then Galio is also going to kill himself by moving inward. We get a huge Orianna ult, secures that. Malphite, sad Rock was not able to rotate to the play, and Olaf punished pretty hard for trying to get those Krugs. And now all of the Krugs will not be taken by only Krugs.
And of course, we mean grubs, right? Of course, no
Right.
problem.
Yeah, I do.
Correct.
You're
Krugs
right.
are in the jungle, but that's okay.
We appreciate the risky play by Olaf, looking to get some advantage, trying to get his team back in the game and feeling strong about their position. But it is spotted, it is well rotated too, and it is punished by the Forge Esports squad.
All right, Camille
my
trying to get a
goodness.
heavy trade onto Malphite once again. She has so much damage right now over Malphite.
Ooh.
He is a sad rock.
He's definitely sustained some chip damage.
Oh, stun will land. Is this?
Uh-oh.
Oh, nice ult. Will that be enough? Oh my god.
Oh.
So close.
One rolling rock away from death.
Seismic shard.
Camille.
I know that one.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We can't be using those names up in here.
Oh,
It is a
sorry.
rolling rock until otherwise specified.
Okay. Well, Unstoppable Forces is old.
That's true.
I play that champion.
Camille living on the edge, but with the red buff, might have enough.
It is not enough.
Ooh.
Red buff doing big work for Camille in that sequence.
Yeah.
And the snowball continues to roll in the top lane.
Oh, huge stun by Tarek. This is a big trade.
Massive
The
stun.
exhaust goes down. Trying to move away. Seraphine gets burned to death. And now they're going to try to taste down the Seraphine, but she says, I can auto attack too. And Smolder lets his Tarek take a big chunk on the back end. But they get the kill. And oh my gosh, while that's happening, Dragon Steel and flash out by Poppy. Huge play.
There's the
Nice
Sentinel
move by
used as
Senna.
well.
Senna's just getting
Collapse.
poked down. Ooh, Tarek ults
Nice
preemptively.
Tark ult. Nice Tark ult.
Thinking that Malphite has his ult, but Malphite did not. He was just being a sneaky rock.
Yeah, it's a little, you know, it might feel like a bit of a waste. You say, oh, did we actually have to use that? Perhaps not, but it absolutely disincentivized any follow-up dive. Whatever Malphite was bringing, everyone else saw that ult.
For sure. Ooh,
That-
this
no
stun does
chance.
not
But-
land.
Mm.
And now Seraphine lands the root. Moving on the back end, the exhausts are being dropped like hotcakes down here in the bot lane. Then is having trouble joining the play. Seraphine is running out of damage on her own. And it looks like blue side will walk away.
Ooh, but Seraphine's able to zone them off even XP range, but they are just wanting to back at this point anyway, so not too much of a loss for them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm real happy if I'm Tarek Smolder and I'm even
Mhm.
around this point in the game.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's absolutely going about as well as you could possibly hope for the Tarek Smolder bot lane duo, and Poppy just continuing to be an absolute terror on the rip, stealing the dragon, flashing out, living. Just, you know,
As
you
much
really
of a
gotta-
terror as Wildstar is?
I think right now Wildstar is just, you know, 1v1ing to, you know, his heart's content.
Wait,
but-
Poppy is behind this play.
Oh,
Will she
goodness.
come in for the gank here? They surely win this fight.
Camille
Olaf
might
backs
win
off.
this fight on her own.
Yeah.
4-0-2 at 12 minutes. My goodness.
Oh, that's a full Triforce. Wow, Camille is
Uh-huh.
literally Thanos.
Uh-huh.
Magical
We'll probably-
footwear, 2-level advantage, really scary Camille. Olaf, I think wisely, just decides to go look elsewhere, but it's now
Oh, yeah.
popping off top again.
I see a skirmish happening up there. I feel like blue side is about to totally annihilate.
Oh, yes.
Galio landing a multi-man taunt, and now, ooh, nice. Wow, everyone's just using their abilities on top of each other. And red side is going to come out almost on top here. I think Olaf runs these guys down. Getting
Camille
low.
Shut down.
Yeah, I think Olaf maybe just takes all of the kills here.
Nope,
Oh, but
never mind.
the damage from Ori is able to do it.
Kind of surprising burst there from Ori at the end, but enough to ensure that it's not a total disaster for the Ford Esports team. But if you're only Krugs, you got to be pretty happy with how that turned out. You put a couple big shutdowns in your pocket, and you slow the momentum of that Rampage and Camille in the top lane. Can they now translate that as we move toward the next objectives coming up in a few minutes?
And having gold on that Olaf is very, very good for their team fight potential of Olaf being able to just go in and survive as he takes down the backline.
Yeah, can we get a gold tab real quick on the scoreboard so we can see exactly where we stand?
Nope, that's the wrong one. It's X. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I
There we go.
promise.
That's a 2K gold lead top. Wow.
Enormous gold advantage to Camille, but you see Olaf has now really caught up to the Poppy after that last exchange. So the next objective fight is going to be really important, I think. Can Forge Esports get back into that dominant position they were occupying, or will the Krugs have an opportunity to really even this game up?
Well, let's see.
Olaf
I
hanging
should
around the
have
bot
the
lane.
timers on, huh?
Looks like he will be clearing out Vision and
Nice.
trying to get out unscathed. Poppy going for the slam. Will not find it. Galio hovering the
lurking.
play.
Not on Vision, so Galio's a little bit of a mystery man at the moment. Here comes Poppy.
Ooh, Tarek's Sun flash in, goes down. We see the Poppy trying to look for that wall slam. The Smolder comes in. Poppy will find the wall slam. They'll try to put the damage down, forces the flash out. Tarek's Sun will not quite land, and I think they'll be able to walk away, but no. Huge. One auto, and now Olaf's going to try for the re-engage on the other side. Tarek all comes down, going to stop the damage. Does not kill before the damage comes down, but he will still be there, and now Olaf is trying to auto his way out of this situation. Cannot quite do it. Tarek ult doing huge work there to save them.
Absolutely beautiful Terracult, you know, perfectly timed to make sure that the last hit that should have gone on to the ADC means absolutely nothing. Smolder cleans up. We have now a 3-0 Smolder. We have a lot of bounties stacking up on the Forge Esports side, and a dominant position once again to go grab the dragon that's just spawned in the bot river.
Yeah, again, another nice play by Poppy, just initiating.
Really nice. The flash, Hex Flash, doing big work there, letting Poppy get into that play and almost dodge the Seraphine ult. Got caught at the end, so that slowed things down a little bit. But it was a pretty nice set of micro controls there for Poppy. Camille just
first turret?
Tower.
We see the Malphite ult come down to try to hit turret, but I think he's just going to take that turret in his face. And then murder on the back end. Meanwhile, bot side, Tarek getting caught out. And yes, we see the Malphite dying. The Camille ult comes down. And the Dragon will be going over to red side.
Yeah, the Tarek death guarantees the Dragon over to the only Krugs, which is another, just what the doctor ordered sort of situation for them. I'm a little disappointed Senna didn't pick up the souls that just popped out of that Dragon, but we'll forgive it. Meanwhile, Poppy on the top side takes the Rift Herald, and we'll see what she can make of that.
Yeah, I think that's a fine trade for red side. Every little thing like that is going to keep this game going longer, especially since they can now Dragon stack.
And would it be a Forge game if the support didn't die randomly trying to ward before an objective?
Wow.
Well, hopefully that's not a
strays out here, Tarek.
Hopefully that's not a Forge Chaos thing. That would be my team, in which I am the support. So ideally, not that often in the Forge ecosystem. But we see you, Helium, and we feel for you. It's a tough life out there for supports.
All right, Breeder coming in. The Galio taunt will miss. Olaf is going to land the slow, not quite, and he'll have to walk away. Meanwhile, down bot, everyone's reset. Health bars are high. I think the question is really, how do we deal with this Camille split push at this point?
Yep.
Because the Rock may be dead here. Nope,
In a full wave, misses the ability, still forces Malphite to just run away.
I mean, what can he do?
Not
yeah,
much.
You can't do anything. All you can do when you're in that kind of position top is just try not to get taken out while getting slowly pushed in. Make it take as long as possible. Give yourself a chance to soak that XP. Yes, you're going to stack a lot of waves. You're not going to get a tremendous amount of gold, but eventually you will be level 16.
Looking for the gank here. We see the Galio coming in. They're committed a lot of resources, but Poppy is here for the counter. Can Camille clean up just with strength? Poppy ult, huge.
Goodbye.
Okay, Rix, we see you. That was an amazing Poppy ult.
Ooh, stun lands on Tarek, and he is in melee range. Puts the Tarek ult down early. Gonna keep trying to auto to get those heals out. Smolder a little bit tentative, not quite stepping up. The second stun misses. The Smolder ult comes in. The exhaust goes down onto the Senna. Seraphine doing damage. Another Tarek stun should be coming in here right now. Yes, it is. And we see it landing. That's huge. Smolder not quite stacked those. Who's not putting out the damage he really needs to finish the fight. Senna's still autoing, moving backwards. The fight is not quite over. Senna trying to get one of them down. Seraphine steps up with her last bit of mana, gets the root, and now it is just auto v auto. The mana is completely out on both sides except for the Smolder.
Avengers.
Oh, the Avengers are coming. Olaf is here, throwing the axes, but Poppy is here as well, and they have a turret. Tarek is forced to flash.
TPs
Both
in.
TPs coming in. Three. Oh my God, 3 TPs. So everyone that's coming in actually has resources and
Chaos! Chaos is broken out the bot
goes
lane.
down. Wildstar is hit the
Camille is
backside,
wrecking.
taking out the Seraphine, and now ulting first of 10 in order to get that damage out on the Malphite. Even out of lane, Malphite cannot catch a break. Diving under turret, taking turret shots. Are they going to be able to get the kill? They do.
Is that the shutdown? Okay.
Wildstar donates his life to get the ace on the team.
Yeah,
Well, it's
and
a 2v,
that's a big
2
time
for
shutdown.
5. Yeah, it's a big shutdown, but it is a 2 for 5. It's going to be, well, maybe not a whole turret, but a lot of a turret. A lot of resources used on both sides, of course. All ultimates, I assume. All flashes. Not all flashes, most flashes. Just a real battle royale. You feel like the gold probably ends up on the side of Forge Esports. But, you know, we'll have to see what resources are available as the next dragon spawning in a minute 15.
That was wild.
The coordination to have 3 people TP in at once while Galio uses his semi-global to join the team fight was...
Is this the real LCS?
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, the synchronized drops on those teleports was really a thing to behold. That was really beautiful. Great job by both teams.
And
Yeah, with all the
Poppy
healing,
with 7
these fights-
kills is exactly where you
Oh.
want the team. Gold to be.
Yeah.
500 gold bounty on that champion right now is huge. Speaking of gold, let's see where everyone lies.
Can we get a
Wild
stack
slightly
check
ahead, just a little
on the
bit.
stacking
A little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, Camille's now up a full item, essentially. 3,000 gold, give or take. 3,500, if you will.
Yep.
1,000 gold advantage to the Poppy, and Wildstar wants some more. Not getting a lot, but continuing to hold just absolute sway over that top lane.
Ooh, Galio goes for the stun. It does land. Not a lot of follow-up, though. Tarek is there to deter any further action. The root lands from Seraphine. They're going to go for this slam. On the back end, Galio gets the stun. They're going for the team fight. It is a 4v3. Olaf running in to try to knock the Poppy down. Tarek ult is coming in to keep them alive. And the nice Poppy disengage will make this all stop.
Ooh, that is a
Oh,
low
and Malphite's in a
Wildstar.
good position. Yeah, Malphite's in a good position in the top lane there. Here comes Galio. Camille could be in a little bit of a trouble here.
I got to know how we got to this position. Oh, Galio. Whirling winds. And then, oh, the rolling rock finishes him off.
Seismic shard finds its target. Cleaving
gonna keep
those
pushing it.
bladed legs in twain.
We're going to keep pushing it, Tier, till you say the seismic shard, right? We're going to make sure that you leave this cast knowing what that ability is called. Here comes another little brawl. I think Tarek is in a really difficult spot.
Yeah, the dragon is secured by the Poppy, and now we see Red Side trying to get the heals off, keep this fight going, but a lot of their damage is now gone. The Poppy gonna get another slam. Huge slams coming out of Poppy. The flash is
Smolder's
unfortunately not over the wall,
online.
and they're gonna get that kill. Going for another slam here in about 3 seconds on Poppy, but the nice plant play
Yeah.
gets that Senna out.
Good blast flower.
Hmm.
Yeah, so,
All right,
you
so-
reach a point in this game where you have to say, okay, what do we need to do, right? If we're only Krugs, how do we get back into this thing? What are our priority targets? What do we have to give? What can we get while we're giving things? And I do think they really have to be very careful to take fights where they cannot get to the Smolder. The Smolder is getting pretty massive. I'm not sure how many stacks are on the board, but I think we're getting up there.
Can we get
Certainly the
a
bounty's attractive.
stack
But
check?
it's really going to be important that Smolder is cooking in the back line. And if you look at the bot lane
158.
for 158, so not to execute level yet, but definitely in the pain zone. Meanwhile, the bot lane for only Krugs is, not really in the place they
64.
probably hoped they would be.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, we don't have any kills on their carries. The CS was a little advantage to them, but is now probably going to be overtaken very soon by the Smolder. And so, can you contest the next objective? I'm not sure you can. I think you need to be looking for those tower timers when the other team starts to line up around Atacon like they're doing now. Where can you push and try to get something while the rampaging Camille and Poppy duo continue to dominate a lot of the map?
I'm gonna actually do a counter to that. I think if Forge starts that Autocon, it could be a way for Krugs to come back into this because of the armor and magic resist shred, as well as them being grouped up like that. The big team fight ults like the Senna ult and Seraphine ult, as well as Galio ult, could do tremendous things on that while their defenses are shredded by that objective.
Yeah, I'm an agreeer with those points.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Look, Atacon's always a risk if the other team's up 5. But
Oh, Wildstar getting caught out here. Exhaust goes down, but they're popped over. Now Olaf is in the pit all alone. The Galio ult is coming in, and who is trapped with who right now? We see the knockup coming. The first one will go down before the Terror Cult comes down. Smolder ult doing some damage, but this could still be good for red side if they keep moving. We see the bot lane moving in and putting some pressure on, but they're going to re-engage onto them. We see Wildstar going in and bursting down the Camille. Now the red side is on the run, all happening right in front of Baron Pit. Will they activate the Baron? They end up flashing out. All right, but blue side has to decide what they're going to do with this, and it seems they're moving over towards the Otacon. Baron is still, like, so chill. I thought he would get a little angry at some point. Oh, but this fight's not over. We see a Poppy trying to go for the slam. Malphite trying to walk away. Huge Orianna ult. On the bot side, they're trying to burst down Wildstar. He has to flash over the wall. Olaf is now just completely out of gas. He has no more ult. He's going to go down. And a disaster for red side.
Now they can take Otacon without worrying about it.
Yeah, Otacon's gone. It was looking so good for only Krugs, and they have done exactly what they needed to do. And then just a little bit of a footwork misstep from Senna opens up the floodgates for the Forge Esports team to just put the rest of the Krugs into the dirt. And down goes Atacon.
Olaf getting that Pop Blossom. Oh, it's Pop Blossom. That's what it is. Hey, thank you, brain. Pop Blossomed over into the Baron Pit, into the waiting, loving arms of a Vanguard was...
I'm learning so much today.
Is that also Nico ult? Isn't Nico ult Pop Blossom as well?
You're right. We're just going to call them Blast Cones then. I don't know.
I think it's Blast Code. I think that's the real name. But I don't want to call anything the correct name, so we're going to call it Pop Blossom or whatever.
Perfect.
I like Pop Blossom. That's a fun one. I like that. That's cute.
But if
Although
it's
I'm looking at Olaf.
There's no Nico in this game, so it should be fine.
I'm looking at Olaf, and I'm seeing he still has Ghost, which means he did not use it in the last fight. He must be saving it for this upcoming Dragon in 30 seconds, because that's a big spell for Olaf.
It really
is. I think he may have also thought that he was a little cooked once he got popped over into that Baron Pit amidst a whole bunch of angry Forge Vanguard team members, and decided to save. That discretion was the better part of valor, and make sure he can get maximum.
Wait, so he's going for a flank, but he walked over Vision, and the Poppy is going to pick off the Senna before this thing, or Seraphine before this even gets started.
It's Seraphine.
Olaf just
incorporates, yeah.
The fiend half of Seraphine is down for this dragon. You know, one thing I want to point out as we watch Vanguard take down this dragon, when you're behind like this, as the Krugs are, and you're the support, and you need to get that vision, and you want to get that vision, you want to make sure you have eyes on that objective. You really can't go alone. You know, you got to go with some of your big bodies. You need Olaf, Malphite, Galio, somebody to escort you in, because you know the Vanguard squad's in charge, and they've got
Poppy looking for the wall slam, does get it. Wow, what a nice slam. And now Olaf forced to blow ult. He's going to try to put the damage down to Poppy, but just no damage being taken. You see the Galio coming in, and the heals are starting to come down to Olaf. He is still at a reasonable health. Tarek's going to try to get the ult off, but Olaf is still attacking. He does live. And Olaf looking for an angle to re-enter, but it seems like he's out of gas, and if he's out of gas, that means red side's out of gas. They're going to try to disengage. Malphite walking away. He's still holding on to ult, so they could look here. Smolder does his little sneezy thing. Huge Orianna ult. Malphite does put the hurt on, and then while they're going under the turret, forces the flash out of Seraphine, and now red side is completely routed.
Oh, I was getting nervous. I was getting a little nervous that that the 4G Sports team had forgotten to hit that tower, which was literally hanging on by a thread.
Mm.
They do manage to knock it down before it gets charged up and does a lot of damage to them. Just another really good trade and just pressing your advantage opportunity for 4G Sports. Tarek, I gotta say, really doing tank support work. You know, taking a lot
Yeah.
of damage, drawing a lot of attention, ultimately dying, but giving his teammates just an eternity to
Yeah,
get
I
I feel like
into
there were
position
two fights
to do
happening on the
damage.
top and the
4G
bottom there.
Sports has started
Exactly.
Baron.
Yeah. You know, if there's a way to throw a game, it is when you start Baron. But there is no Olaf. Well, Olaf does have ult, actually. He has ult and Ghost. He is low, but that's fine. They have a lot of heals.
Galio
We see them
TP.
getting really low. The TP's coming in. Someone has to pull the trigger. They don't really have a trigger button. Olaf going in, but he has really no support right now. It's completely blown up. The Tarek stun lands. The stun by the Poppy lands. Galio has no way out. The rest of the team will slink away, and that's a great start to the Baron push by blue side.
It
Well, you
is.
can feel the confidence now. The 4G Sports team, they know they're in control. They are pressing every advantage. When they see an objective, they're taking it and saying, "Come stop us." And unfortunately for the Krugs, there's just not a lot they can do.
Mm.
They are at an 11k gold lead at 30 minutes into this game, and this could be their final push.
Oh,
Camille,
ult goes down by Camille. Malphite tries to ult in return.
Good
The
Seraphine ult.
screen is glitching out for me, but something's
Sorry.
happening.
Seraphine
Yeah, it was a
got a
big Sarah
gorgeous
ult,
four-man
but
ult
just,
that
yeah, beautiful.
delayed her death
No-
slightly.
Yeah,
Smolder
there's
has
just no
reached
damage.
execute range. One base turret down. Rock down. Second base turret currently okay.
They can re-engage here at some point. It's just a
One
matter
big
of...
center route. Okay, well, big center route would have made a nice.
Yeah, they're
opportunity
looking
there,
for
but I
any
think
bit
they
of
need to
CC. I
wait.
think it's the Galio Tarek just ulting preemptively. Are they going for the dive here? They're going for the
Dive.
end. We see the Wilder coming in, but they're going right into an Olaf. He's going to try to auto them down. We see the Galio coming, but they're just too far ahead. Galio does smack him down, though, and the others are respawning. Blue is very low here. Is the game going to end? They're just hitting the Nexus turret, and it's the base does explode. And we see the Nexus fly in the victory.
So that was a pretty decisive game one.
Yeah, for sure. I like the confidence at the end to just say, this game is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to really tip your cap to Poppy for getting his team rolling early on in that game. We said it might be decided in the first 10 minutes, and I think it absolutely was. The lead was well managed by Camille. Never did too much to overextend and put the gold lead that Poppy deposited on WildStar at risk, and ultimately a really just sort of technically proficient, well executed win by the Vanguard team.
Yeah. And the We Teach League Academy, they talk a lot about just playing champion mastery, right? And so, like, when you're on blue side, right, you're picking first. It's generally red side that's counter picking. And when you counter pick, you can end up on things you're not as comfortable on. And if you don't have that mastery, it really hurts, right? Like, you could be a Camille into a Malphite, but, like, if you're good at Camille, you're going to do well into a counter pick, right? If you're good at the Poppy, you're going to be comfortable playing into pretty much anything. And even though that comp looked really bad on paper for blue side, they just executed their champions really, really well.
They really did. I would also like to point out that WildStar on Camille did in fact do 2 more damage than Smolder that game. 2
Wow.
more. Okay.
That's top lane damage, so we don't really count top lane damage.
Yeah, exactly. How much HP does Malphite have to chunk out, right? No, it's really a really great game by Camille. So many times when you deposit a lead on a top laner, and this is not to single out our top laners, we love you, of course, but sometimes it doesn't feel like it is as much as you want it to be by the end of the game, because top laners on the other side also scale and they get their levels and they get a few items, and suddenly it doesn't feel like such a dominant position. But in this game, Camille left no doubt, got that little lead from the first gank from Poppy, got the sums down for Malphite, was able to punish, and then never really made a catastrophic error, never gave Olaf an easy in. Just really nicely done. Piloting the champion, as you say, Tyr, piloting it correctly.
Yeah. Wonderful dives, too. Those are really important to deprive those waves. Camille managed to live on some of them, but even if she died, they were just so worth it, and really good awareness and decisiveness to know. So yeah, we see. Are we switching sides now? Did blue
Yes,
side get claimed?
that's what I'm
Yeah.
figuring out. I'll get there, I promise. The teams
I
are
like
not
that.
all in yet, so we get to banter back and forth anymore while I fumble with the overlay. It'll be great.
I
Love
wonder
that.
if we'll see more comfort picks then from only Krugs.
Yeah, you hope so, right? You want to get back on level ground on sturdy legs, right? So you had a bumpy start. It was difficult to get the ship righted. There were a couple moments that turned out pretty well for Krugs, where you thought, okay, maybe here's the start of the comeback story. But it didn't happen in game one. So here in game two, you say, all right, what's our go-to comp? How do we put together a five-person team that really just speaks to our strengths, everybody on something that they feel very confident on, so that you can
Yeah.
try to even this thing up at 1-1 and take it to a game 3.
Yeah, for sure. Go back to the most comfort. Don't worry about the matchups. Just see what happens.
Exactly.
Juret, you are supposed to give a fact to Vivicel. And what we
A
have
fact.
decided is that it's a random fact that has something to do with our area of specialty, our careers.
The
Our
90s? Oh,
area.
sorry.
Oh, I thought we were going to the 90s. That seemed like a
Yeah.
fact that
Okay,
we
okay, okay.
absolutely had to. Okay, well, here's a fact. A fact is that in 1991, if you got up at 8 a.m. to watch Saturday morning cartoons like Scooby Doo and G.I. Joe and
Whoa, let's let them guess what the cartoons were in
oh
1991.
yeah, there you go. But with the fact I really wanted to share is you were very likely to find those cartoons interrupted by images of missiles and tanks rolling across the deserts of Iraq, okay, during the
Yep.
first Gulf War. That is one of my very vivid early 90s childhood memories. I would get all fired up to watch my cartoons, and then I would be scratching my head like, what is this thing that they're showing me with these trucks and tanks and bombs? It was like a little a kind of rude awakening to the big wide world for an 8-year-old.
That's a dark fact. Yeah.
Well,
Bring it.
I
yeah,
genuinely
I'm
remember
just
some
saying.
of those. And
Yeah,
I
Saturday
remember
morning cartoons anyway. That's a
the
fact. That's an old thing.
discussions of some people about them having to repaint a bunch of stuff because they weren't worried about rust. They were worried about sand abrasion, and they had to reskin everything effectively to work for the different colors of the train.
Wow.
I distinctly remember people talking about like even the discussion of the new pattern of camo they came up with for the desert.
I just
Incredible.
remember cartoons, guys. What is this?
You weren't watching the right channels, Tier.
wasn't
You
watching the
missed
right
all
channel.
you missed all the
Clearly,
good
that
stuff.
6-month age difference between us meant a lot.
my God.
You must have been on PBS or something, because I can tell you, CBS, Fox, they were all over it, baby.
Oh, I was on Cartoon Network, my friend.
Oh, there you go. There you
I
go.
watched
Now, Saturday
Animal
morning
Planet
Cartoon Network.
religiously.
Yeah. What was the lineup on Saturday morning Cartoon Network? What are a couple of the shows you remember seeing?
I mean, actually, it might have been Nickelodeon. I remember like Doug and Hey Arnold and
that was good.
How about
Rugrats.
Rugrats was good.
How about Daria? How about
Oh, Daria. Oh my God. I make Daria reference so much with this generation, and they're just like, who the living heck are you talking about?
But like,
I don't
folks,
know Daria either. That's a new one for me. So
You don't know Daria? Oh, first of all, everybody who thinks meh was invented, recently or by the most recent generation.
Oh, no.
Daria is the original meh. I mean, like literally in the opening sequence, she's standing there in gym and the volleyball comes over the net to her and she just moves her arm modestly in the direction of the ball. Doesn't move her feet at all.
We started a draft.
It's the embodiment of meh. Everybody should go
Okay.
look it up.
Only Krugs is banning out Wildstar's Gwen again. That's just the price you pay to play against that team.
How many bans are we going to be getting from Wildstar?
Well, they don't have to ban Camille.
Oh, that's true. Oh, Fearless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is the one thing about Fearless. It makes the bans kind of boring. Generally, you get the same ones.
Do I need to put in the new thingy after hitting the doodad? It's like totally obscene. Like, what the heck? Okay, now this is the current draft. Apparently, just hitting next in the browser doesn't change it on Streamlabs. The more you know. Talking about the 90s.
Where's Jordy LaForge? Somebody get Jordy LaForge
Oh.
in here and read me a book.
Love
Okay,
him.
I need my reading rainbow.
Oh my god.
I love reading Rainbow. Do you guys remember Sagwa, the Chinese Siamese cat?
No.
I'm not sure we can talk about that in 2025. I'm not sure if I remember that one.
Oh, no.
It was so good. It's a PBS commercial, like cartoon, kids cartoon, and it was genuinely amazing. The Sagwa, the Siamese cat's best friend, was a bat who was blind. So they found glasses for him, and he turned out to be really, really intelligent and learned how to read and write.
No. That's cute.
It was really cute.
Yeah.
Alright.
So it's an ad for go to your eye doctor, everybody. Like if you're struggling with the
please.
reading, let's start with the basics. You know, the fundamentals. Make sure you can see the text.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Reading is important in our modern day and era. A lot of the communications we have are actually through text nowadays. Particularly
right?
if you're in my generation, the phone rings and you get a lovely tingling feeling of dread down your spine because talking to somebody on the phone is awful.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But we're better at it than the generations after us, you know?
True. We do see only Krugs picking up Viego and Lucian for their two.
Here comes the Milio.
In answer to the
Absolutely.
Jinx Lulu. So bot lane wants to scale on Vanguard side. This sounds very familiar to what we did last time, with only Krugs jungler potentially being able to take over.
Well,
yeah,
Viego
I mean, that is still a very
terrifying
strong.
reset.
That's a very
Go
strong
ahead,
bot
Joe.
lane, Lucian Milio.
Oh, absolutely, that is scary.
It's extraordinarily strong. You know, Lucian Nami, of course, was like the hot, level 2 all-in pick of previous spits, but Milio far exceeds Nami at this moment in buffing up that
Statistically,
Lucian, giving him a lot of statistically. Well, we like statistics, large sample sizes, right? So really, really strong pick into that bot lane, but of course the late game potential of the resetting Jinx, getting excited, buffed up by Lulu, trailing picks, adding damage, always going to be a concern, even if that early game looks like it might favor Lucian Milio. We'll just have to see how they play it out.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be a broken record, but I keep saying that I like the team comps on only Krugs, and I do again like the team comp on only Krugs.
I do
see the logic.
well.
I also see the logic on red side though. It's a much more balanced draft.
So is it Milcian or Lucio?
Ooh, that's an important question.
Lucilio?
I like Lucio. Lucio sounds like a punk band from the 90s, so like a Rufio angle.
Yeah.
Lucio.
I was thinking more like Phil Collins, like Studio.
Oh yeah.
And obviously Vanguards have Lynx as their bot lane. It's just Lynx. Because G-Lu is awful. If it was G-Lo, that might be amusing. But no, G-Lu.
No.
Lynx. It's Lynx.
Yeah, it's got to be Lynx. I agree with
Phil Collins,
that.
I just think of Tarzan. Like I can't think of anything else.
I just think of how many ways I can leave my lover. I can think of a lot of ways to leave my lover.
Well, something like a Syndra knockback would be a pretty good way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The ultimate rejection.
Syndra knockback is a fantastic way to slow down a rampaging Jinx. If we do get excited at some point in one of these teams' fights. We have a lot of really interesting potential on both sides. I do see chances to dive. I see chances to stop the dive, right? I see resets on both sides. I see giant top laners potentially with the Aatrox pick. Yes? No? Thinking about it and locking it in. We've got a lot of sustain in Mundo and Aatrox, so they're going to be slap fighting, we assume, for most of the first half of this game. So it's another really kind of up in the air draft. It comes down to the hands, and then the macro decision making. Can Krugs get back on the good foot?
How soon does Vanguard get Grievous?
Hopefully pretty soon.
Can they get it in Champ Select?
Yeah. That would be a good rune if they just had that. It would be one of the most taken runes.
Probably.
Maybe like a 2% heal cut rune, something like that. Something tiny but meaningful. Yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely
will
a lot of
say
heal cut. Go for it.
Blue side has a fairly concrete identity in what they. I mean, they're gonna want to move. I like the Aatrox pick, right? Because they're gonna want to move Mundo for the fights. He's actually quite important because Viego doesn't really want to be a frontliner. He wants to come in late, right? So they want someone else to be establishing themselves in the front line. That has to be Mundo if they're going to team fight. So that doesn't seem great for them because Aatrox is always really going to get to split. And Jinx, Lulu, Xin Zhao all really are fine in team fights. Aurora doesn't mind skirmishes or team fights. So it's going to make the fights a little bit awkward to get what they want for only Krugs, which means usually when it's like awkward to get your team fight, they're probably going to want to get those skirmishes, right? Lucian Milio, excellent in skirmishes. Syndra is fine in skirmishes, but Viego, Lucian Milio, that whole bot side wants to skirmish. So it'll be interesting to see if they try to make some action happen earlier than last time and try to get some fights where we don't have just a full 5v5 stack.
Yeah, completely agree. And I want to also point out one of the really underrated abilities in this game that I think could have an outsized impact, that Milio Q. Xin Zhao, every time you think you have the mark and you're about to dash in, watch out. You're getting knocked back. It's got like a 5-second cooldown. It's like, it's like scatter, but even more annoying because you kind of forget it exists. And it produces an enormous slow. So let's see if that Milio Q has an impact in some of these big team fights.
It can mess with Aatrox as well. Big time.
You bring up a good point that like the engage on both of these teams is fairly weak. So like, who does that ultimately favor, right? Probably the Syndra, Lucian, Milio, right? They're going to have the range and the ability to just like lay down a culling from range and have Syndra just throw orbs. That means we're going to rely on like an Aurora ult. That's probably the most reliable engage in the entire game for Red. But that's still, a slow in his own. So we'll see if they can actually get the fights that they want to allow for the Jinx resets.
Yeah, completely agree. I think that Aurora ult targeting either Lucian or Viego, just trying to absolutely obliterate somebody, take them out of the fight before it really gets started, that could be a very important ability and technique. I want to see some people hiding around corners, hiding behind walls to try to catch out those who feel they have enough deep push to survive a dive. I think if you can catch some people unawares, that could be your ticket to ride, given that the engage options are not like what we had in the last game, right? We had Malphite, we had Galio, we had Olaf charging in, we had Poppy, Camille.
I would like to interject
so many
that Krugs actually have the strongest engage in the game. Mundo can walk at them.
He does tend to go where he pleases.
Exactly.
Yes.
But like no joke, I think that actually is that actually is kind of an important part. Like any fight where we have Mundo involved, and it's a 5v5, I actually do feel pretty good about blue side, even though Lucian isn't characteristically a team fight champion. The Milio and Mundo and Syndra will probably be able to carry that fight over the bruisers on the red side.
Yeah. Oh, this
is
going to be a fun
agree.
Game to watch.
Lucian loves to get those early leads, and then the question kind of always is, can he translate that, right? Translate it into the mid to late game to still be a powerful champion, while Jinx, of course, loves 20 minutes, 30 minutes, loves having Ardent Sensor on Lulu, and lots of opportunities to get those resets. So I think it's a very compelling matchup, and once again, it'll be up to the players to make it happen.
I don't know if there's anybody who can start gambling for us. However, I do want to ask my lovely co-casters, What do you guys think? Are we getting a quick 2-0 from Vanguard, or only Krugs going to give us a 3-game series here?
Well,
My
go take a tier.
I mean, my heart says only Krugs because my alt account is only Brahms, and
Uh,
I just I love the name, but it can be very difficult once you sort of lose confidence in a really bad game one loss to get your mental back in a place where you can play your champs out in the way they need to be played. So my brain says probably the team that's going in with max confidence is probably going to keep that max confidence.
yeah.
Yeah, I do see a lot of potential in what Krugs is bringing to the table in this draft and in this game. I think a lot is going to have to do with can they get Lucian a lead, and then can Lucian translate that lead? If Jinx is allowed to sit and live in the bot lane and scale up into 30 minutes, even if objectives are being traded relatively evenly, the late game potential of an Aatrox, an Aurora, a Jinx with all the Lulu buffs available, really kind of a scary scenario for the Krugs. So I think Vanguard probably has the edge. Of course, being with the 4G Sports community, I can't go too hard into the tank for them, but I like what the Krugs have put together, and I want to see if they can hands gap the Forge guys and take us to game 3.
Yeah, for sure.
3 games would be fun.
All right, I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be back.
Okay.
Likewise, we'll call it a 90-second booth break. BRB.
Cool. I already took my break, so instead, you guys are going to get me, and only me. I hope you have fun. We have 1 minute and 17 seconds left on this spectator delay. How about I take the time to make sure the icons and everything are in the right place? Let's do that. Red team, 1 game 1. So, how's everybody's evening going? What's everybody up to tonight? Other than enjoying some fine League of Legends of the economy flavor at this time? Does that look right? Only Krugs do have a pretty awesome logo, so I want to make sure it gets up there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
if we're picking just based on logos, I think you got to give it to the Krugs, right? Not to
absolutely. With the
not to be
Ramus
tough on our
thumbs up,
Forge guy.
you can hear that Krug say, "Okay," right?
Okay. Okay.
Right? Yeah, it's awesome.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
If it wasn't copyrighted, I'd like to see the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah, for another '90s reference, '80s reference. But
Perspicacity is working on your sprinkler system. That's entertaining.
indeed. Oh, we've got a little pause here to start the game.
Ooh.
Looks like Rix, the jungler for Forge, was having a bit of an issue, but it looks like it's been resolved.
And we will shortly have our pause. It'll be great.
Gotta have it.
Absolutely. Objective timer, scoreboard, time controls. There's the pause. And that goes away. And hot dang, it almost looks like I know what I'm doing. Not quite, but almost.
You've been to this show before, haven't you, Loki?
Maybe.
Isn't your first rodeo?
No, it's my third.
Or I suppose what do you do in Southern California? It's not so much rodeos as it is
You've never
what,
been to
surf
Norco,
sessions.
Host Town, USA. I absolutely
Mhm.
grew up horseback riding. I have spent so much time on and around horses. I even green broke a Mustang thoroughbred cross that was being used for ultra trail riding, endurance riding.
Wow. Well, that sounds scary. Greenbrook, that sounds like you were like the first one to ever try to get on this horse. Is that what I'm hearing?
The second pretty much.
Oh my god.
He went boing, 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 boing.
Mm-hmm.
He
And
didn't
you held on,
buck.
huh?
Yeah, my job was to just sit heavy in the saddle and hold on.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. That takes a lot of guts. I'm not sure I'd be doing that, but I'm glad you made it and you're here with us tonight.
I was a teenager. We all did really intelligent things when we were in teenagers.
Fearless. Fearless, aka
I also went
stupid.
cliff diving, so 100-foot drop.
Somehow that bothers me less than like getting on a horse that's never had anyone ride it before.
Oh, okay.
I feel like, I don't know, it's just water, right? You go in like a pencil, right? That's the goal. You don't want
From
to hit that
100
thing
feet
flat.
up after about a 4-mile hike into the middle of the desert
Uh-huh.
to an
That's
area
refreshing.
called the
The horse
Devil's
could put that.
Waterhole.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, if after a big hike into the desert, I want to jump into a 100-foot, pool or whatever.
No,
That
the
sounds
pool
great.
wasn't 100 foot. The
Well,
drop
I
was.
know. Yeah, I get it.
Also,
Like, that sounds
climbing
awesome.
up the second time when you were wet, awful.
Yes, that doesn't sound so good. I would need to bring a change of clothes with me if
I
I'm
did
gonna
not.
jump in there. Yeah.
And I did not even bring a second pair of socks to wear on my way
I
out.
was just gonna say, I hope you took your socks off, because that's the worst. How are you gonna hike
Okay.
out of there in
No.
wet socks?
Because it's so high
Terrible.
up, when you're cliff diving from that high, you actually wear your shoes when you hit the water so you don't shatter your feet.
Reasonable.
So my socks and shoes were wet, and I lost one of my
Wild
socks.
card.
Because when you hit the water, they get blown off. It's great fun.
Amazing.
Don't
Well, it
do
looks
these
like a
things, by the way.
pretty,
This is not
We
an
are not
endorsement.
endorsing. Yes. Yes.
I
Do not
went
come say
with my diving
LBLCS
team.
told me to jump off a
My
100-foot
coach
cliff.
was there. My mother was there. She drove me. She endorsed it. I do not endorse anybody else doing this. I was young and stupid. Now I'm just
Seems like
old.
an important disclaimer. We Teach LOL does not tell you to jump off of cliffs or to ride horses that no one else has ever ridden before. This is all Loki, all on her own.
See, I didn't grow up playing computer games. I literally got the I don't want to see you until the street lamps turn on thing. You have a hose, good luck. You live in Southern California, there's enough fruit trees, I don't need to feed you.
What a charmed childhood.
My parents are older, so I kinda grew up Gen X-y.
Yeah. Very familiar.
Yeah.
Well, we
comes
see
Lucian.
Red Side Jungle coming in for a gank here. The Viego pathed away, which pushing the Lucian in a bad situation here. Jinx is trying to bait it and successfully does. We see Xin coming in. The exhaust goes down. He commits flash onto the Lucian. Gonna get the knockup. Lucian has his dash still. Will walk away, but ultimately that's going to make that lane a lot harder to play for blue side.
Yeah, with both of their flashes blown, that gives Jinx and Lulu quite a bit of breathing room in that lane. And you know what? I'm going to actually fix this so we have our Lucio and Lynx. That's what we decided. Lucio and Lynx.
Yeah.
I thought we didn't like Lucio, but that's fine. Look, it's barrier is all that remains for Uzi Vert, while Traxon and Helium have all their sums up. That's going to put them in a dominant position. So this trading, is possible. You can do it. If you're Lucian Milio, you probably need to do it to just keep some pressure off of your tower. But Traxon and Helium are going to be feeling very safe for the next several minutes and able to watch out for that jungler while they collect their CS.
There's not a lot happening.
Yeah, and that favors Red Side pretty heavily in the bot lane.
Very heavily, yeah. Oh, there is something happening. If we would care to look at the CS numbers.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
yes, top lane.
Uh-huh. About that top lane.
Yeah, Wildstar is running wild once again, and this time though with a whole lot of pressure that could open up opportunities for Viego. Let's see if they're able to capitalize on that.
It's going to be a difficult gank with the Mundo early on, especially because I think Wildstar's going to hit 6 here, and become very hard to deal with.
By the way, we did hear the cat in the background, and it was amazing, and they are highly opinionated.
It sounded like a hungry cat to me.
So they battle, and my little one likes to initiate big fights. Oh, but a big fight in the mid lane. Cinder very low. Gonna try to walk away, but she always loses the fights, and she gets very upset about it. And then she makes that sound to tell him that she doesn't appreciate it.
Yeah.
To inform me to come and break it up so she can get the upper hand and tackle him again.
Awesome. So she is the obnoxious baby sister, but we do see Wildstar going in a first of 10 with Aatrox getting lots of combo damage out. Mundo limping under his turret to get out of that fight there.
I gotta go rescue my cat. 1 sec.
Mundo has TP. Wildstar does not. So Wildstar uses Flash, uses ult, and does not have
Mundo
TP.
also has a jungler
Here
in
comes
top
Viego.
side. Yep. Viego going in on the Aatrox,
Big
sliding
flash.
in. Getting the stun.
Slice and dice.
Ooh, first blood
There
going
it
over
is.
to Viego. Wildstar going down in that top lane. So Mundo will be able to chip away a little bit of that CS lead. I wonder if he'll stay to crash. No, he's just going to get the reset going, use his TP to get back into lane sooner. In turns, Rick's down here is looking at starting the Drake. However, Emilio walks in and does not like what Emilio finds. No man Emilio means that he takes half of his health bar and needs to limp away.
Yeah, no mana Emilio means Emilio no matter very much without any mana. And we did see the Emilio Q going in on the Xin Zhao, unfortunately, Q'd before Xin Zhao dives, and that's the key difference in their interactions. If Xin Zhao dives after the Emilio Q, Xin Zhao wins. If Emilio Q's right as Xin Zhao dives, Emilio wins. So unfortunately, Emilio has to back off, and we're going to have a good positioning for Dragon for the red team, except Viego is lurking in the top again. Viego is thinking about taking grubs. Viego might decide to peel off and come visit Wildstar one more time. I think we're going to see some things exciting happening here in the top river in the next 30 seconds.
Big stun out of Syndra onto Aurora. Wildstar getting that pullback onto Mundo in top lane, able to get a couple of abilities on him, but Mundo dodges the third for the knockup, so no kill for Wildstar onto this Mundo. Xin Zhao coming around the corner in order to get a view on Viego just as he completes taking the Void Grubs. And then ults away? Yes, ults away.
And now can Mundo escape? The ult goes down, Mundo is running, and I think Mundo's going to live, and here comes Syndra.
Big Xin Zhao ult to buy him some time. They get,
Reset.
oh my gosh, Wildstar! Wildstar just loses his mind. It gets a kill with 2 for the Aurora. Wonderful spell combo for that too, absolutely decimating the top side of the map from Krugs. So Vanguard gets feats of strength, and lots of trading here in bot lane now because half of the map's dead in top. Aatrox getting quite a bit of damage down on that top turret as well, with a CS lead, kill lead, plus 2 assists. He now has an almost 1,000 gold lead in that top lane, and he gets to buy and come back to lane with 2 big components to his name. Mundo has responded with already getting grievous wounds, so only Krugs actually ended up beating Vanguard to getting grievous wounds this game, which is interesting.
Yeah, look at Akira proves why a reserve force can be so powerful, right? You think this thing is all going in the direction of only Krugs. Syndra is first to move. 3 of the Krugs are in the top lane, taking on Aatrox and Xin Zhao. And just when it looks like they're about to capitalize and completely win the fight, Akira explodes and sends 2 of the Krugs to their deaths, freeing up Wildstar to just push wildly in the top lane and restabilize what had started to feel like maybe a really nice top lane scenario for the Krugs. But I think you have to say Forge is now clearly back in control.
Yeah, Rick's being able to use that Zed's Owl to buy a lot of time and delay to allow Akira to come in, which was really great.
Huge Zinzao and just the Mundo sustain. So tough.
But we see Zinzao in this bot lane. Oh my goodness. Wildstar on top of Mundo, who has his ult running. Wildstar pops his ult, gets the kill in top lane. We have Hawk down to almost no health. Akira, Bunny goes down in mid lane, giving a shutdown over to this Viego, exactly where you want the gold. Emilio has no health and very low mana. Uzi Vert takes some poke from the Jinx. They take one, quite a bit of poke. Now Viego has Zinzao in his sights, flashes in to get the stun, and picks up another kill onto this Zinzao. Keeps going, turns into a squirrel onto the Vanguard bot lane, getting some damage down into the Jinx. Wow, just ignores the turret is there, jumps in, but does have to walk away. Does Syndra have ult? Not quite. Oh! Gets a kill, but kills. His shutdown goes over to the Lulu, which frankly is probably exactly where you want it to go. Did he have a shutdown? I don't think he had a shutdown. That's
Listen,
wild.
Loki, I have no idea, okay? Because total chaos, total warfare has broken out across the rift. We've got fights happening in every single lane. We've got bodies dropping left, right, and center.
Well, we have 5 kills on each side, so that's perfectly even, and we're within 400 gold of each other. A lot of the lead for Vanguard is in this top lane on the Aatrox, who is maintaining a 1.5 thousand gold lead over Mundo, which means the jungler, in fact, has the gold lead. So Breeder is ahead of Rix. So we have Viego able to get mad resets in team fights, which is going to be huge for their plans. Yeah,
I really liked everything Viego was doing in that last fight, and then I think the bloodlust overtook him just a little bit and carried him into that turret to try to get the last kill on Lulu, when I think he probably could have just taken the win and gone and gotten the dragon. But either way, Viego is going to be in a tremendously good position here as we enter the mid game, and we have a lot of gold going on to the top laner and the mid laner again for the Forge Vanguard team. So big carries on both sides. Who's going to get the upper hand?
Comes out from this Lucian and culls down this Lulu. Avenges Viego from that pick up on the dive earlier and secures the kills for himself. Lucian and Emilio do have that advantage now in that lane. Just the Jinx left. Breeder coming in top to get a kill on, hopefully get a kill on Wildstar. Wildstar almost takes down first of 10 for a kill on, trade kill onto that Mundo, but does end up going down, allowing Mundo a little bit more breathing space. Mundo actually got the kill on that. So that should bring gold a little bit more even, and it does. He is in fact only 1.3 K gold ahead, and he's getting a wave crashed into that turret. Remember, he does have TP though, so we'll have to see if he uses it to get back into lane or not.
Yeah, the gold really pretty even all across the map, with top lane for Vanguard having a 1K plus lead, while the jungler for Krugs is even a little larger lead over Zinzao. Objectives are pretty even. You know, the overall gold is pretty even. Wave states look fairly stable, so I think we're going to have another Battle Royale pretty soon.
Rick's coming in with that Crescent Suite on Zinzao. Emilio making the ultimate sacrifice to allow Lucian to hopefully get away. Jinx is actually able to pick up that kill to get their reset champion starting to get rolling. So that is exactly where you want that golden bot lane. The top laners are again beating on each other for a while. Syndra has moved down, as well as Viego, to allow Uzivet to pick up this wave and bot, make sure they still get gold going. Wildstar beating on Mundo. That's going to happen a lot this game. Thank you, Directed Camera. And it looks like teams are jockeying around for Vision. Vision has pretty much been cleared out of this river. Lulu makes me a liar with putting a ward down in that pixel bush. Let's see which team starts to focus the top side for the Void Grubs to take. Wildstar doing a lot of damage on first of 10. However, first of 10 is Mundo and has ult now. Let's see if, uses it. However, Wildstar ended up getting the third proc of his whatever that ability is called to secure the kill, and gets the wave crashed under turret to get some turret damage as well. So he'll be getting some plate gold, and in fact at 16 minutes the plates are down, but he does get first turret.
First turret, and does that resolve feats, or
that
is
does
feats
resolve
still in
feats,
doubt?
because
Yes, it
Vanguard
does.
did get feats of strength earlier, so they
Yep.
do have speedy boots. As you can see, both Aurora and Lulu have completed their tier 2 boots that have now been upgraded with the feats bonus.
Yeah, really nice combos again from Wildstar in the top lane. Mundo, first of 10, I think may have had an opportunity to live, but missed that one Q that left the door open for Wildstar to put him down and take that first turret. Rift Herald is up. We're going to see if the teams start to focus that. With feats being down, it becomes a little less of an urgent priority. So the teams may opt to leave it up while the junglers clear their top sides and look for opportunities in lane.
Mm-hmm.
But
Vision
Viego looks
is
to be
really
moving into
focused
the
in on
river.
this bot side, so it would be risky from either side to try and go and set stuff up around this top objective, since they don't have vision going into it. However, the Viego is very, very strong, with
Very strong.
124 farm, 4 kills, 2 assists to his name.
And they've sent Lucian Milio into the top side of the map, while Lulu and Jinx are still seen on the bot side. So I do think you've got a pretty strong opportunity here to take the Rift Herald if you're only Krugs. They seem to be doing that.
Definitely
Jinx
have
ult.
numbers advantage. Jinx ult does kill, however, it does land, but it does not kill, and blue team secures the Rift Herald. We'll have to see where they and when they choose to put this down. The unpowered recall goes off from doing damage to that Rift Herald.
Well, you have the dragon spawning right now in a big fight here in the mid lane. Jinx is ulted.
Ooh. Jinx gets Cinder ult and pull to the face to come down. Great combination of ults to get the ADC down.
You gotta drop the Herald. You gotta drop the Herald right now and go get that dragon.
Yep.
Right now.
Because that'll provide pressure and prevent Vanguard from pushing in your mid lane. Looks like they're going to hold on to it and just really quickly take this.
Then go together.
Yeah.
Now move together into that mid lane. Take that mid turret down. It opens up so much of the map. It's such an incredibly important objective to secure as early as you can. And we have an incredible opportunity here for Krugs to do just that. And they've done it. Will they go for the second ding?
It looks like they are. They have 3 in mid. Viego has a whole... Oh! Viego...
Oh!
Going on a magical adventure. The Rift Herald
There's no bard in this game.
The Rift Herald pops in the tier 2 bot lane, and he is able to just take the portal out, because we do have the Hex Drake coming up. So we have those Hex portals, so that'll make things really, really exciting. Everybody will get back to lanes much faster. Corina redeemed bear facts with bears, so we need another random 90s fact.
Another random 90s fact. Well, first of all, here's a fact. Breeder, you did that on purpose. I know you did. You didn't want that thing. You wanted to take that ride. That's a fact. Let no one ever tell you otherwise. Okay, 90s fact. A 90s fact is, you know, one of the worst moments that I ever had as a kid in the 90s? 1994, Major League Baseball went on strike. You know, I was 11 years. I was 11 years old.
In '98, the Padres won the World Series.
Oh well, that was great, because you know it's never going to happen again. So I hope you enjoyed it.
Fully admit that. However, the Padres are still a wonderful team and really support the community. They do a lot of charity work. They always have a huge military presence at their games. I think they give away something like 300 to 500 seats to every single home game to the military. Like,
that's awesome. Yeah, huge naval population, huge marine population there in Southern California.
It's the home of the Western Fleet. It has all branches of the military. I don't know about the Space Force, though probably. I mean, the Navy's there, so.
Yeah. There's definitely rocket bases in Southern California. I can't remember the Vandenberg, I think is a big one. So in any event, That was a tough time in the life of an 11-year-old Little League player.
I'm sorry.
When the strike went down, and my Philadelphia Phillies had been pretty good the year before, went to the World Series, and lost it in heartbreaking fashion to Joe Carter and the Toronto Blue Jays, and we never got to find out if they would repeat, and make it good in '94. So that was a tough year, 1994, tough for all you Little League players out there.
I played softball about that time too. I only played
Love
for
that.
one season. Um, when I hit the ball, it went real far, but I threw a softball too hard
Uh-oh.
once and dislocated a rib, so I kind of stopped playing.
Wow, you must have really reached back for that one.
I have a connective
Dislocated
tissue
rib throwing the
disorder.
ball. Oh,
Wildstar
Krugs.
does heinous things, pops his ult to try and get away from this. Cole is able to dash out of the Cole and walk away with first of 10's blood on his blade.
Well, look, Wildstar is, I think, the undisputed at the moment MVP of certainly of the Forge Esports team. He's had two really impressive games, absolutely dominant in the top lane, and that just creates so many problems for the other team. You have to make really difficult choices about, do you rescue that Mundo? Do you stop the push? Or do you have to find value elsewhere? And does that need, that urgency to find value elsewhere cause you to go too hard, too far, make mistakes, and not take something that's really there just because you're so desperate to offset what Wildstar is doing in the top matchup? So really great job. And we'll have to see, can the Viego, can the Lucian, can the Syndra, all sitting on bounties, all very strong, make up for it and make sure that the Krugs are in a good position to secure the next dragon spawning in 45 seconds.
So that's going to be a major point of contention.
Viego's resetting to go get ready for it looks like, and Milio's setting up the vision.
Yep, this will be good. This will be good.
And of course, with the warp gates up, the resets, you can be a little cheekier. You can take a little more time off. Generally we want to be resetting at least around a minute before the objectives, so you can be first in the river and set up the vision. But with those hex gates, you get to maybe farm one more camp. You get to maybe look one more gank before you take the back, and that's exactly what Viego's done. Now sitting in a very strong position on the bot side while Xin Zhao is hovering top. That's going to make it very hard to contest the draft.
Yeah, so Krugs actually have priority in this river and get positioning for this Drake.
They're just going to get it.
They are just going to get it. Forge Esports Vanguard are going to go ahead and give it. Are they looking to make
take
a
Otacon maybe?
Yes, they are looking to make an Otacon play in response. Mundo is up here, throwing the occasional briefcase in on the situation.
Here they come.
And Krugs are
Burn it down.
racing up the river. It is truly going to be a race. Are they going to be here in time?
Ignore
Mundo's turned
Mundo.
into a squirrel. Lulu doing as much as he can. Jinx traps goes
Get
down.
out.
Red team secure Otacon, and they are now running for their lives. Rix is getting slowed by the Melio. They do have top turret to retreat to. Syndra stun hits 2. However, they are not in range to take any follow-up damage. Are they looking to dive them here in this top lane? Aurora does her best to clear out
possibly.
that wave to prevent the dive, but the dive does go through. Breeder gets turned into a squirrel, gets his resets, does not go down. Remarkable. Mundo now going forward does not care about your traps. He does not get CC'd when that shield is up. Wildstar makes his appearance in top, but it's now a 1v5. Wildstar goes down, and Krugs ace Vanguard. Well, that's make things much more interesting. Good.
Oh, goodness.
Good.
Goodness gracious. The Krugs come back with a vengeance. Absolutely devastating.
Oh, just as the
for
Baron
Forge
spawns as well, and they
team.
turn onto the
Right.
Baron too. Oh my
It's
goodness,
going to be
Lulu's
an
up. We have 1
absolute-
second on Zin's out. We have the Hex Gates up. Are they going to be able to burn this down
No
before
chance.
Vanguard
It's gone. It's gone for
get
sure.
here? It is
It's an
absolutely
absolute
going to.
disaster. Absolute disaster for Forge Esports. I really credit them, and I applaud them for being very decisive and trying to find something else on the map. They elected to go for the Atacon, but I'm telling you folks, anytime you try to take Atacon with 5 team members available on the other side, you are setting yourself up for a world of hurt, and that's exactly where the Forge Esports Vanguard team has found themselves, losing the Dragon, yes, getting the Atacon, but giving over an Ace, giving over a Tower, losing the Baron, and all of a sudden, they're down 5k, and the Krugs are feeling like big rocks right now.
They are. They're looking like very, very big rocks. Goodness. They're up 5 kills? They're at 5k. Huh. 4 of
5
them
kills,
have bounties.
5k. They have an extra dragon. They have the 3 grubs. They have an extra turret. You know, they are in a very, very strong position. So can the Vanguard crew find a way to pull it back in? And here they go.
Rips into that mid lane, into the middle of the team, goes down, gets cold in the face, as well as Breeder getting the Lulu ult to knock him up, so he can't follow through with the CC. Mundo and Aatrox having a pitched battle here in this bot lane. Both have used their ults. Both doing a lot of damage to each other and just healing a tremendous amount. Yes, Krugs are pushing down mid with those Baron buffed up minions. They get a kill on the Aurora, which is the main wave clear. They only have a Lulu and Aatrox to defend their base. With a mini buff, Baron buff minions wave on, they go for the lower turret. Do you know what I didn't do at the beginning? Was scroll out. That's better. Awesome.
Hey!
As we see the second turret
Just
go
in
down,
time.
they start to do damage to the base. Xin Zhao does go in, ults onto them. However, the Nexus falls, and we get a game 3. Let's go. Is my
Loki, I can't believe what I'm seeing. I mean, it is an absolute cascade, an avalanche of Krugs running downhill, smashing through the Vanguard, leaving it in wreckage, and the Nexus follows. Game 3, bring it on.
Is my mic awful? I'm sorry.
Oh.
But we can see the recap, which is awesome, and I will see about switching over my mic because that will probably make everybody happier. Wow. Aatrox did so much damage for Vanguard, though. That was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, look, we had everything we needed in the top side of the map, but not a lot else went really well for the Vanguard team in that game. You ended up with a really aggressive choice and ultimately a fatal choice to go for the Atacon on the top side. I would have liked to see them maybe try to just focus down the Mundo, push that lane, that top lane. I think that tier 1 tower was up, maybe not. But I think the aggressiveness, which we applaud generally, the decisiveness was absolutely there. But I think the decision was just a little wrong. You know, I think it was a little too much fighting from behind. Plenty of time. That Atacon takes so long to take down. Plenty of time for the Krugs to run up from the drag pit. And ultimately they punished. And that was the decisive moment. That was the game.
It really was. It was so good to watch. Goodness. All right. Huh. You know what? I don't know how to fix this right now. I am very sorry.
That's all right. This is why we're the low budget LCS, right? Like if you guys want to hear that pristine sound, you got to get your donations up, okay? And we'll get Loki the mic.
Is this better? I'm sorry, my mic
Talk
is
to me,
scratching.
chat. Talk to me, chat. What are we saying?
To my
is it
other
good?
mic.
Is it better?
All right. Better?
I'm getting a recommendation to unplug it and plug it back in. Let's try that if we haven't yet. On brand for sure. Perspicacity.
3 options of mics all plugged in. So there are options here.
Nice.
Just need to figure out
Can we get Loki? Can we get Loki in stereo? Can we get Loki in full Philharmonic?
Well, you're actually
3.
hearing me in Discord from a different mic than stream is hearing me from. So,
Got it.
we.
I was wondering. I was like, I'm hearing Loki fine. What do you guys talk about? I think they were just being mean. But if that's the case, then I really can't weigh in. BB Saul, you know I don't stink like goat cheese, okay? I stink like, a nice brie. A nice brie that's been sitting out in the sun for a few hours.
So, sheep cheese.
Yeah, well, brie's from cow milk.
Some of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Traditionally,
like
it's
your basic
sheep.
bries. Is that right? We're going to the Google machine. Brebisette is a velvety, smooth, soft-ripening sheep's milk cheese with a bloomy rind from the Rhone Alps region in France. Produced by the blah, 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 can be considered a sheep brie.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not saying that brie, traditionally, fundamentally is a sheep cheese. Wikipedia says brie is a soft cow's milk cheese named after Brie, the French region from which it originated.
Okay.
See, we're learning something. We're bringing culture. We're bringing foodie
Yeah,
culture here to
cheese
the
cultures.
stream. That's right. Cheese cultures, exactly.
I'm sorry I had to.
Your curds and whey. I know I'm supposed to be making the dad jokes, Loki. That's my job. What are you doing?
Sorry? You clearly haven't been doing enough of them, so I had to
I guess
help
not.
Boost that one.
Yeah. I haven't had any of my classics. No one said I'm hungry, so that I can say, "Nice to meet you. I'm Dad."
I'm Loki.
Right. That one goes over like a lead balloon in my house every day, and I never miss an opportunity to drop it on them.
Ah, the lead balloon dropped on their feet. I'm sure.
Oh yes. Very popular. Let's see. What else is happening in the chat? What else do we got? Milio is the carry. I love it, Lunar. I mean, that's how I feel. Vivisol knows I'm always carrying him with Milio. Right? Right, ADCs? Your support mages, your support enchanters, always carrying you. You know it. You can't deny it.
Let me play Lux.
Exactly. Oh, so you're like a greedy, support enchanter where you want the damage and the kills.
The rest of
I'm
the
a giver.
team, the last scrim, I played Lux. The rest of the team I let them have 2 more kills than I did. The whole rest of the team.
Yeah, that's good. That's all they need. It's enough. It's enough. Yeah, tomorrow we will be making apologies for Tyr. Did have to drop off the cast. It was great to have him. So much insight, master's level. One of the members of our sponsor, We Teach League, We Teach Law. You've got a really incredible resource there. In the sponsor, you got an incredible resource in Tier as part of the LBLCS community, and it was great to have him on cast. We're sorry you had to leave.
Yeah. I'm sorry, tomorrow. You'll have to settle with the other 2 supports on this cast.
So sorry. Yeah, it is. It wasn't all support booth. Wasn't all millennial support booth.
You are
That's
also
got to be
in
some kind of a record.
League. Well, welcome tomorrow. It's lovely to have you.
Love that.
And we actually have draft starting. Maybe we should talk about that.
It's all right. Who cares, right? You guys want to hear more about cheese. All right, let's talk about the draft. What are you seeing, Loki?
Very similar bans coming out of Vanguard. In fact, there are no changes. Only Krugs have the Gwen ban again, as well as the Vi and Set ban. I have no recollection of what their previous 2 bans were, the second 2 bans, second and third bans. I remember they banned Gwen all 3 games. They are leading with a Scion, so they are not at all hiding their top lane pick, and they are letting Wild have counter into that Scion, which is a choice.
So the Krugs in the previous game, the only change in their first round of bans, they previously banned Aurelia, and now they're banning Set. Vi and Gwen are holdover bans from the previous draft, so
Probably
trying to
because
pinch
they
that
don't
top
want
laner.
probably because they don't want Scion to become a projectile into their own team.
What a good idea. That's a very reasonable thought. Good job, Krugs. And now we have my least favorite ADC on the Rift, and that includes when my ADC Vivusol plays it. Sivir. Sivir is an absolute terror right now. Really scary champion. So strong in the meta. Pretty good early game. Really good middle and late game. And with Rakan, we'll have a lot of both protection and great setup opportunities. The rundown potential between a Rakan and Sivir post level 6 really terrifying. So Krugs need to think very carefully about their bot lane to make sure they have something that can respond well to this really potent Sivir Rakan duo.
And
Going with the other half of the birds.
Zaya is a pretty good response. Her ult being able to get her safely up in the air and unable to take damage for a little bit, which will be very good for her.
Yeah, completely agree. The Zaya is a good pick to sort of de-push the things that Sivir and Rakan and what I assume will be some type of dive jungler are going to want to do. Thresh, another great protective pick that's going to slow down the charge,
Mm-hmm.
being led by the Vanguard bot lane. But is it going to be enough? I just don't know. That Zaya ult is great, but if you don't then root everybody the second you come out of it, you're kind of a sitting duck. So I think the potential is really great for Zion Thresh to have a large impact on this game, where it's all going to come down to the hands once again. All about the piloting. Can these
Yeah.
guys pull it out?
Flesh being able to thresh. Flesh. Yep. Flesh is now in this
A
game.
fleshy
Uh,
Thresh.
I do believe that is the exact opposite of what he is. In fact,
Uh
I think
huh.
Thresh lacks
Skin and
flesh.
bones. Uh huh.
Well, he's got the bones part.
There you go. Not so much the
Being able
skin.
to flay
Yeah.
away as well as put down his ult to slow everybody coming up. Amumu is such a team fight menace. And with Sivir and Rakan to scoop everyone up and get him in there, that could be terrifying. We'll have to see if Rakan wants to build a Shirelia's to help with Amumu getting in there as well. That's going to be a fast little mummy.
How dare you suggest Rakan take a Shirelia's? Why would you even put that thought out into the world, Loki? That is far too scary. That is far too much mobility. Engage, disengage. It's a really great
Gotta go
idea, but
fast.
one that absolutely makes me shake in my boots. Amumu, one of my favorite junglers. I think maybe the first jungler I picked up after Master Yi. Incredible team fight potential. Obviously, the
My second.
magic damage passive reduction, the reduction rather of the magic resistances that Amumu's passive offers you does incredible things in late game team fights. So I expect to see some big AP damage coming out of the mid lane to really piggyback off of that Amumu ult and passive that's going to be so important in these later team fights.
So only Krugs further pinching Wildstar. I don't think that's his name. What is his name again? Wildstar. It is.
Wildstar, yeah,
My
Vanguard, yeah,
brain
hmm
just had a moment. Wow.
yeah.
Okay. His pull is further getting pinched with a Mordekaiser ban, as well as the Aurelia taking out. So we'll have to see third game in Fearless with Scion, Mordekaiser, and Aurelia all off the table. Oh, and Set and Gwen all off the table. So that is, let's see, four from Fearless, four from
And
bans, and
Aatrox
one.
and Camille.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
So that
exactly. What
is
do you got, Wildstar? The gauntlet has been thrown down. The
nine
Krugs come out
champions
with the
taken away.
ooh. Now is that the volley flex though? Is that volley top or is it volley jungle?
There's an
Volley
Amumu.
jungle is in a great spot. Oh, of course, duh. So it's going to be the volley top
Yeah.
into the Scion. A lot of great healing potential for volley on that Scion with the volley W.
With
I
Sivir
really
ult
have
and
no idea.
Rakan Shirelias.
Oh, it's awful. It's absolutely terrifying. I have no idea how the top lane matchups play out. Is it good? Is it not good? I
I
assume
don't know
it's good
either.
because Wildstar had the counter pick, but
Probably.
but we are deep into the champ pool. So how comfortable is Wildstar on Volibear? We're gonna find out. It's gonna be a critically important matchup because for the first two games, Wildstar has been a wild man. He's been completely out of control, absolutely dominating the top lane and forcing a lot of difficult decisions onto the Krugs. Can he do it a third time? And now we see the fearsome Mel Medarda coming out in the mid lane for the Krugs. Another champion that is just completely unfair and can be
Do you think
abused
she's going to
heavily.
reflect in a Mumu queue?
I hope not for her sake. A lot of people don't know all the interactions. One of my favorites is when Mel likes to reflect Briar ult, and then Mel comes zooming up to the Briar from across the map for an easy snack. I think the same could be said for a Mumu. Hopefully, she remembers to save her Q for things like Sivir Q and Victor shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
But not a lot of great projectiles for her, really, this game, right?
Yeah, she is going to have a bit of a hard time. I
Yeah.
think her
No
E is
Nami
going to
ult.
be her
Yeah.
E is the circle thing, right? Yes, yes.
Let's say
Um,
it is.
that's going to be pretty good at preventing the Volibear and stuff from coming in.
Oh yeah, great D push. Great D push for the Rakan Sivir charge, the volley
Yes,
charge. Yes,
because they do
absolutely.
tend to want to walk in a straight line to you. However, she does really like very clear lines of scrimmage and be able to poke from long range. That's where she thrives, being able to whittle down her opponents. And with things like Sivir, Rakan, Amumu, Volibear, they look at your lines of scrimmage and say, nah, bro. And they're going to be storming the beaches of Only Krug's team here at every given opportunity. And we're going to have to see how Only Krugs defends against this invasion.
Here's what I'm gonna throw out to the chat because I'd like some help on this. Can Mel reflect a Mumu ult? Because if so,
No,
that
it is
could
not a
be a
projectile.
really
It
nice.
cannot be
I didn't
reflected.
think so.
However, she is immune to the CC if she pops it.
Yeah. Okay, that's really
She gets
important.
to walk out.
She gets to
Everyone
walk
around
out.
her is not having a good time.
Well, maybe Zaya gets to walk out, and maybe Thresh doesn't want to walk out, and maybe Sion doesn't want to walk out, and maybe J4 says, "Come on in, Sivir, you're not walking out." Right? I do think we could see a situation develop where the Forge Vanguard team looks really confident and drops in a Mumu ult and thinks everything's great, and all of a sudden Mel's not there and Zaya's not there, and Sion's charging in, and Thresh's gates are keeping everyone locked in place, and suddenly the tables turn. I could see that scenario playing out very easily. So we're gonna have to see how these summoners pull it all together.
Yeah, because we are game 3 in a fearless draft, so we did not see the, shall we say, decisiveness of the drafting out of Krugs from the last two games. I do really, really like how the only Krugs drafted last game. I thought they did an excellent job. Um, game 1 just got a wee bit out of hand. But game 2, they clearly showed what their draft can do, and they did win that tremendous team fight in order to steamroll and just take over the game from that point.
Yeah, no, it really was a tale of two games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two very different games, and I think the one really big pivot point in game two that just sort of ended it. This game, I agree, the comps are a little more like, huh? Because we're getting deep into that fearless mode, and these are our
Yep.
economy level players, and they're scratching and clawing and trying to come up with something that they feel confident in and think they can pull off.
And
And so that's what they've done. And now let's see if they can, make it all sing together.
and at this level, comfort is king. There is no better thing to be very familiar with your champion and be able to use it in team fights effectively. So even if it's not the right pick on paper, it could be very much the right pick for a specific Kenobi in this point. If they are really comfortable on Mel, then Mel can do horrible, evil, wicked things. Victor is a very good matchup into the Mel. Mel doesn't have quite as much wave clear into the Victor. Victor just kind of clears waves and exists. So I really don't see much happening in mid lane this game, to be honest. Where do you
No,
think
completely
action's going to
agree.
happen?
Yeah, look, that bot lane is going to be something, right?
Yep.
Rakan's going to want to knock somebody up, and if it looks good, Sivir's going to try to punish it. But Sivir also has to be able to play out if things don't go develop quickly, because that damage doesn't always come out super fast. The same can be said for Xayah, right? The fights can be a little longer. You want to stack up those feathers behind your opponent, and then just when it looks like they're about to win, you rip them all back, and there they stand, and there they die. So I do think the 2v2 will be very interesting. I expect to see the junglers both playing in that direction, because with Sion Volibear, you have another kind of slapfest lane, particularly on the side of Krugs. If I'm J4, I say Sion, enjoy that island, okay? And we'll see
Yeah.
you around level 16. I'm going to go down and make sure that my Thresh and Xayah are in a strong position. I'm going to try to get drag priority. And then a Mumu is going to say, well, that's why I'm a Mumu. I'm a great counter gank champion. Yes, I can initiate and I can kick things off, but I can also show up out of nowhere, flash, Q in, and end your world, right? He
Yep.
loves to find his friends and then take him down to the grave with him. So I do think we're going to see a lot of action on the bot side. I think we're going to see a lot of action on the drag side. But you never know. These summoners, they've had a way of surprising us every single game, and I expect the same here in game 3.
Mm-hmm. I do think that only Krugs have more of a pick comp here. With the Thresh Hook, the Jarvan can absolutely have big ults, but Jarvan can also just peel off one and take them down, isolate them for the bursting. Whereas I do believe Vanguard have more bigger team fight ults. Amumu can be used on one, but Amumu also has potential to hit the entire team. Rakan is running around with Charm. Victor's ult is also bigger in team fights, literally. Sivir ult empowers her whole team. Volibear exists. So I think only Krugs is probably going to be looking to pull Vanguard across the map, use that Scion split pushing when they're able to, with the Mel and Xayah wave clear to keep their lesser numbers safe under a turret and wave clearing. Um, yeah, I think definitely only Krugs want to pull Vanguard across the map, and Vanguard want to group up around objectives and probably win through team fighting there.
Yeah, no question, no question that I think the late game go buttons favor Vanguard, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you can start a fight at least one of three ways, if not more, through the Amumu ult, the Rakan ult, or the Sivir ult, setting up the other two. So there's a lot of potential there, and as you point out, the Victor ult, which now scales in size and duration, if kills start to fall, is going to be a really scary and potent combo. On the other
Mm-hmm.
side, though, you do have what I think are some of the right tools to respond to some of this. Thresh ult is going to snare up an entire team. Xayah ult can potentially snare up an entire team, and Mel can possibly burst an entire team if she's able to get her stacks up and her damage ramped up through her items. So
Ooh, we have level
the
one shenanigans.
let's go. I love this. I love
Oh,
this.
from both teams racing out mid lane. Game three, everybody's probably off their comfort picks at this stage. And everybody says hi to each other in mid lane and then splits up. Good
Looking
level
for the
one.
killing stroke early, which leads to a modified 5 point,
Yep.
right? Except here comes some early position from the Krugs, sort of denying access to the lane of the Vanguard team. So, do they sniff it out? Do they sense that? Does Helium sense that Hawks and Vert are sitting in that tri bush? I'm not sure he does. Okay, he's going to play it conservatively and go the long way, which I think is the right move.
All right.
Like, if you don't know, don't roll your whole game on the chance that they are in that bush, right? You
Yep.
don't know. Like, maybe they're there, maybe they're not. Just walk around. Go away. Get to the lane and get your CS.
Yep. Poking back and forth mid lane a little bit. I should probably arrange people where they're supposed to be, huh? That'd be good.
Well, the chat would probably thank you, right, chat? Let's hear it. Show some love for the production.
Lord help us all if it's down to me. Okay.
It's a Monday, you know? You get what you get on your Monday evening cast.
I am not the most technically able person. We do see level 2 first out of this Vanguard side. Ooh, spell shield
nice
on that
spell
thresh
shield.
hook. Good timing on that.
Well, and what a choice by Traxon. Do you think Traxon went ahead and leveled up the spell shield before, or did Traxon wait to see if they were going to need the spell shield? Because a lot of times you'll see WQ, or at least W rather, as your second item or second ability on Sivir. The spell shield there kind of suggests like, oh, maybe I need to be ready and waiting for those thresh hooks coming my way. Nicely done.
Ooh,
Again.
Again.
Really confident by Traxon there, feeling like they have all the hands needed to anticipate and deny the thresh while not being too concerned about where she stands in lane.
Wildstar was able to pop that Sight Blossom to get vision in on Breeder in his jungle, taking that blue buff, so they are doing a very good job tracking this Jarvan. Although Jarvan had just walked through mid lane, said hi to Akira, and kept going.
Yes,
So-
we have junglers again on opposite sides of the map, so presumably not too much excitement, although the bot lane for the Krugs is kind of pushed up, and here comes the Amumu.
Yeah.
Do
Oh,
they see?
Thresh.
They don't see. Oh, a little bit of anti-synergy there. Here comes the flash. But the second Q. That's textbook. That is textbook Amumu right there from Rick's.
Q, both of them hit to get Hawks taken down, and First Blood does go over to this Amumu, which is actually quite scary. If Amumu can get going with that Leandri's really early, I'm assuming Amumu's going Leandri's.
Typically, yes.
Clear gets terrifyingly fast. His ability to deal damage in the jungle is strong. And he's taking
Amumu's got one of the faster clears in the game if you can get those faded ashes going early.
Ooh,
which,
more than just a wet noodle fight here in the top lane with Wildstar going and getting the kill on first attempt. So that is a solo bolo in top lane. Wildstar hit level 5. He had the advantage and he used it in order to get a kill on that Scion. Scion scraping up a couple more CS with his Life Beyond Death, I think it's called. But Wildstar really getting a strong advantage here early with a level lead and CS lead, getting to back. We have Scion's TP, and it is shoved up under his turret. So does Wildstar get to just walk? No, he chooses to TP back to lane. Go ahead and uses that ability. Ooh, Traxon walking up, getting some poke damage on Uzi. What's up?
It's just business as usual, Loki, for Wildstar. Just getting right back to where he's left off each of the previous 2 games. And here we go again, forcing that Scion back under his turret, taking a lot of damage. And
we see a Rakan invade here, pops right back out. Root onto Sivir, doesn't quite spell shield that. And Rakan trying to take as much damage as he can, uses health bar as a resource. However, Breeder is in here and goes ahead and gets... Thresh has a beautiful flay back to get the Rakan, and the hook onto Traxon shows that. Oh, yes. So, kill on. Breeder gets a kill onto that ADC, so he gets a gold there. However, Amumu here makes a decision and goes after the jungler. And the superior mana pool does win out, and Amumu is now 3-0-0. So Amumu ended up picking up both of those kills in the bot lane, and that is feats of strength over to Vanguard again in this game. So they have gotten it at least in the last 2 games. They probably got it game 1 as well. So we will have to see if that keeps going and if they're able to secure feats again.
Well, folks, that's the exact counter gank I was talking about in the before the game started. Amumu attentive, alert, and with the right timer, due to that early advantage of the first blood,
Big
has
trades
the full
into
boots.
this mid lane. Akira
Scooting
actually
around
uses
the map.
ult on
Yeah.
Mel. Mel down to just 300 health and chugging potions as much as she can in order to get back up.
Loki, you got to tip your cap though to to the Krugs for getting a really beautiful engage, getting a lot of summoners down, and I really liked the Thresh Hook. Decided not to go for
Wildstar
the
is
Rakan, who
not
was on
just
his way
staying in
out.
his lane; it is invading the topside jungle as well. Sion ults back to lane in order to get there to pick up the CS. Wildstar bullying the whole top side of the map, just not the lane anymore. Not just the lane anymore. I can speak, I promise.
Yeah, Wildstar is unleashed, and it opens up a free drag opportunity for the Forge Vanguard team. They're rolling again. The momentum is clearly on their side here in this game 3, but there's a lot left to be decided. Let's see if the Krugs can get back on the good foot.
Yep. Knowing Jarvan was topside, they were able to pick up that Drake easily without being contested. So let's see where gold lies. Wildstar has a 500 gold lead in top lane. We see a beautiful hook onto the Rakan. He's having to dash back out, meet up with his ADC. Breeder tries invading this Amumu. However, it does not go well for him. And 4th kill onto this Amumu. We see the Zaya ult come out for a beautiful kill onto the Rakan, with Thresh securing the kill onto the Sivir, just as we love to see from our supports. Exactly where we want that kill. Amumu making his way to top lane and securing yet another kill for Wildstar. Amumu getting an assist for the first time this game. Probably sitting on quite a bit of gold here. Yeah, 900 gold. Woo. Big trade in this mid lane. Again, Akira
Run,
popping
Kenobi!
Oh, flash forward from Akira, and Mel responds with flashing out, again with that refillable potion, chugging away in his inventory.
Well, the Vanguard team is coming at it fast and furious once again, and the sad mummy is finding all those friends in the afterlife that he could not find in his first life, and sending them to join him in the nether regions. It's really a very, very fast and strong start for the Amumu. Going to be up probably close to 2k gold here by the time we do this next objective. Closing in on feats, and a really just very strong start that's not reflected yet in the overall gold totals.
It looks like Thresh is up here for that Void Grubs.
It's going to be a 5-man on the Grubs,
watches them take it. Wildstar coming around on that Thresh. Thresh is not in a happy place.
He did not be there.
Hits, uses the flash to get over the wall, but
it doesn't matter.
The mummy does not miss. Rix has been absolutely incredible with this champion this game. 5-0-1 at a mere 10 minutes into the game. First Drake secured, all 3 Void Grubs secured. Looking to potentially go in, decides not to pull the trigger. Doesn't quite have ult yet. I'm sure if it was another a few seconds in and Amumu had ult there, that would have been a Q over the wall into another ult attempt. So,
it would have been a no-doubter, Loki, but wisely decides to wait, because you have the lead right now. You don't need to push it there without your ultimate. Just go ahead and keep pressure up everywhere else on the map and wait for those golden opportunities, because believe me, the Krugs are feeling the pressure, and they will overstep here at some point, and I expect the mummy will be in prime position to pounce.
So we've actually seen some interesting lane assignments out of these teams. Sivir is able to safely clear in mid-wave for Vanguard. We have the mid going bot lane, which is very standard. Wildstar is still top lane. However, Krugs is sending their whole bot lane into that top lane in order to answer Wildstar. And given first of 10 farming duties against this Victor. So I'm guessing they are assuming he is not going to take too much damage and just gets to exist and farm and potentially do some more than chip damage. Uses ult, gets stunned by the Victor root, and both of them walk away. Wildstar is in this top lane, dodges the hook out of Thresh. But gets the root from the pullback from Xayah. That is quite a bit of damage. Rakan coming up to give him a little bit of a boost in order to get out of there. And that is a full wave. Four caster minions as well. A big old wave in that top lane in order to do damage on the turret. First of 10, flashing out away from the Amumu, who was able to clear that wave he had under turret and probably get a quick stun if he wanted. So it was a very needed flash there because Amumu could have definitely gotten the kill with being able to clear out the minions and then ult him for the stun under turret.
Well, if you're the Krugs, one thing you have to be absolutely ecstatic about is Uzi Vert is in a very strong position, 2-1-2 with a slight CS advantage over the Sivir, but I imagine a clear gold lead if we look at the tab. Has item, has magical boots online. Almost 1,000 gold, and wants to spend.
That was a really close hook. That was one of those
really
weird things you see in the river. So that was the height difference thing.
There you go. So Uzi Vert is right where you would hope they would be at this point in the game if you're looking for bright spots. But the macro for the Vanguard team is in just a fantastic position. They have all the timers. Their jungler's super strong, and we're going to see if they can take down this dragon.
So that was a huge Curse of the Mummy. Jarvan did get the last hit on that Drake. However, he sacrifices his and First of 10's life out of it. I do want to say up until Wildstar picked up 2 kills, the gold was actually even due to the farming First of 10 was able to do by the lane swap.
The plates were going very well for First and 10.
Yes.
They had more plates than the entire team of Vanguard, but
then Wildstar got a double kill.
That's right. Now we're seeing Wildstar again asserting himself. I mean, really, the top jungle pairings for Vanguard have been 100% locked in this entire series. Every single game, with a small exception of the Xinjiao in the last game. Those champions piloted by those summoners have been truly effective and really dominant at controlling the macro and giving Vanguard that early game pressure out of the top lane that's made so many difficult choices, forced so many difficult choices on the Krugs.
And we do see the completed Leandres coming out of the Amumu with the addition of that flamey doodle. Bommy Cinder. There we go.
Fantastic item for farming again. So Amumu's going to blaze through the jungle and will blaze through the enemy team once he locks onto him.
So First of 10 actually has a CS lead over Wildstar. So huge props to First of 10 really coming back in this lane. They have swapped Volibear back into that, or down into that bot lane in order to have the top laners answer each other again. Traxon is up here with ridiculous wave clear. Double duty of shielding and dodging the hook from Thresh. Really does not want to get hooked because you would definitely be dead there. 100%. We have Onamimiku hitting Jarvan. Go ahead and get some damage in. Does not choose to try and follow the flag and drag with another Q. Don't know.
And that's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart because you have an objective up. Yes, you're strong. Yes, you have a lot of your teammates nearby, but Sivir was back, and you just don't know. You don't need to risk, right? Let's focus on those objectives. We have the lead. Let's keep extending the lead. That's a great choice to not fight. It's something that a lot of people struggle with, but it's really important to recognize when to let it go.
Yeah.
Because now you can do this.
Huge fighter for this Rift Herald. We see the massive team fight ults come out from Vanguard here. Huge
big
pull
root.
back.
Big burn. Not enough.
Oh my gosh, and they just had enough health to not quite get executed with the Mel ult there.
Trouble now.
Mumu going in, getting shut down by the Xayah pullback, however, gives her life as well. Mel here against 2.
Kenobi.
Picks up 1!
Wow.
Oh, wow. Kira
I
is
mean,
now on a
really well
killing spree,
done.
3-0-3. They got a huge shutdown on the Zaya, getting the kill on the Amumu. So that is a lot of gold into that Zaya's pocket. Now up
Oh no.
almost 2,000 gold over Traxon.
Yeah, I mean, look, a really great job by Amumu recognizing that they shouldn't take the original fight against J4. It left them in a phenomenal position to counter engage on the objective, get everybody wrapped up in that curse of the sad mummy, and leave the whole team laying exposed and vulnerable to the ramping damage of the Sivir rundown. Really extraordinarily well done. But you did see the power of an early strong Zaya backed up by a Mel who's starting to get some items on, right?
Yep.
Really almost flipped that fight back into the favor of the Krugs. So I don't think we can draw any real definite conclusions about what's going to happen in the next fight from the way that last one played out. I think it's still
And
anybody's game.
Wildstar, apparently there was a really good play made by the Vikings or something. Wildstar does go down in that bot lane under the turret. Sion getting first turret at 17:34 into this game. That is a very late first turret. Unfortunately for them, despite getting first turret, Vanguard had secured feats already with feats of strength and feats of monster slaying both coming down. Wildstar going in to do quite a bit. Nope, that's a wet noodle fight. There is not much happening on that one.
Yeah, that zombie's not going to be taking damage quite so easily anymore. Wildstar still very strong, has 2 items, and the scaling item of Roa is going to be at 10 stacks very soon. But Sion is here. Sion is achieving a lot of the Sion goals, getting the CS,
and
getting
we do
the
have moving
plates,
around this
getting
Drake
first
again.
turret.
Hextech
I don't
Drake
think
is
they
here.
can go in.
Breeder
I
goes
don't think they can
in.
go in.
Amumu secures it with a beautiful smite. Great ult to stun both the Jarvan and the Mel. Mel didn't quite get the reflect off for that one. Amumu is waiting on the cooldown of that Q. They are going in. Cooldown's there. Q hits the Thresh. Amumu getting popped out. Oh my god, is huge ult from Jarvan. And Zaya damage over the top of that. Everybody's grouped up. Her ult did a tremendous amount of damage. Wildstar on the other side, chasing down Mel for a kill. And yeah.
Yeah, look,
was...
it's Loki. I mean, a couple really unfortunate moments there. I was really concerned for J4 going in on that dragon. In that situation, I think you just got to let them take it. They're going to get it. You're probably just going to die. But J4 manages to live by the skin of his teeth. But then the continuing of the fight by the Vanguard team, I don't know why we're doing it. We've got the drag. We're in the lead. We don't need to dive into their jungle. They've shown us they can hurt us. And instead we fight into the choke point and we take huge damage and everybody goes down. So I think we're seeing, Loki, the synergy that you had in mind if you're the Krugs in the last 2 big fights up around the Rift Herald and now around that dragon. You're getting to see exactly what you hoped you would see.
Yeah.
The Zaya roots are cooking. That is setting up Mel to put down huge stacks.
Top lane, chooses not to go in on the Sion.
Not go in there.
Going south down the river towards mid lane, securing the grub, or not grub, the voidling for Scuttlecrab.
The Scuttlecrab, yes.
I will get there
and
eventually.
Loki, that Sion you just mentioned, just 2 minutes ago, that Sion was 0-3-0. And the only thing he could point to were plates and turrets. Well, now he's got plates and turrets, and he's got 4 kills.
And he has a gold lead on Wildstar.
And he has the first lead, I want to say, maybe the first gold lead that we've had for the only Krugs top laner the entire match. That's gonna make you a little nervous.
This series has been so good to watch. Both of these teams are really laying it on the table. We see a gold lead out of Krugs, which okay.
Kenobi is, for all the heat that the Mel pick was taking in the chat. I think you got to say right now, man, that Mel pick is doing big work for the Krugs.
being able to chip through this Flicker Blade. Oh! Amumu has started Atacon, but thinks better of it and just runs away.
Please, Vanguard team, let's learn from the last game, right? Let's get a pick, okay? Let's get some prio before we take on that Atacon. Please, I beg you.
Oh, they did it last game. It was fine. It was
Yes,
the Baron
it was
fight
fine.
that was
Well, no, they took Atacon and then they all died and lost the game.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. My series of events in my brain was slightly off. All right. Oh, that's right. Otacon was top last time.
Yeah, they took it, but at what cost, right, Loki? And that's the
game.
thing that's the calculation you always have to make with Atacon. Maybe we can take it, but should we?
Probably not. All right. Let's see. Traxon is doing Sivir things. Oh, Krugs is in here on the Thresh. Big recon engage up into that ADC, getting a big knock up onto Vert, pulling back out. Breeder gets an ult onto just Wildstar. Uzi Vale still safe in the back lane, still full health, getting a huge pull down on pretty much every single member of Vanguard there. It is a full 5v5. Amumu is hanging on by a sliver of health, gets taken down by the Xayah. And both teams decide they're probably going to walk away at this point. Ooh.
Definitely walking away, but walking toward the dragon. I mean, the jungler for Vanguard is down. All 5 team members for Krugs are up, and J4 is very healthy.
Towards the dragon. They are walking towards Atacon, which could be very interesting. With 3 of their members half health or below, this could be very exciting. Luckily for them, Akira does not have ult. Wildstar and First of 10 are doing things. Blue team... Wait, blue team...
But now they can't do the dragon.
Yes.
They secure the Atacon, but I think they have to pass on the dragon for the moment, which I'm not sure about that choice, because that could mean a soul point drag is about to go down for Team Vanguard. I'm a little concerned about that choice to take the Atacon over the dragon. I know Atacon has a great win rate, but Soul is always going to be
Breeder
Soul.
going in, and Red Team did again secure that objective. The spites out of Rix have been super on point. Mel, unfortunately, getting left a little bit behind. Sion trying to save his teammate and going down here as well with the... Rakan's dead. Rakan
down. Yeah, look, I
there was
really,
a few feathers.
I really regret the choice there for only Krugs. You've made your decision. You decided to go for Atacon. You know that meant that you were chunked, and Vanguard is back up and at full strength. So you just have to accept that you're giving that dragon. Trying to contest there after coming back late from the pool, it's just it's a little too aggressive by far, and you see why. They lose 3, they are losing the turret, they lost the dragon that they were going to lose anyway, and it's a big swing back in favor of Vanguard after what had been a really nice little sequence for only Krugs. So I feel a little bad for them in that situation, but tip of the cap once again to the Vanguard team for being decisive, staying aggressive, and recognizing when they had the upper hand and could press the advantage.
And we do see the teams overall on gold parity. Top lane very, very even. There is a significant gold lead on the Vanguard's jungle. However, Xayah, Uzi Vert for only Krugs is pulling a lot of weight for this team with 11,000 gold. That is a 4K gold lead over their lane opponent in this Sivir.
Yeah, an enormous amount of gold. Xayah is very powerful right now, already on 3 items, while Sivir hasn't even begun her 3rd. So you have a clear advantage in the ADC damage potential. The other thing that I've really noticed in these fights that I wasn't really expecting in this game, how many giant Sion ults are coming in, rampaging out of the top lanes, out of the side lanes, into these team fights. Really great awareness by Sion by first of 10, knowing when and where to drop that ult, not just using it to charge back to lane as you see a lot of people do, or try to just sort of use it as a survival tool while split pushing. Instead, affirmatively attacking and making it an offensive weapon. I've really enjoyed watching first and 10 piloting the big zombie.
Wildstar and Scion having a moment. There's the runaway.
There's the defensive ult.
Yep.
Yeah, as you do.
So
I
what
mean,
were
it's
you
a
saying?
very good tactic. Well, I'm not saying never. Obviously, if you need to, you do it. You do it when you have to do it. But first of 10 has not had to do it that often. Has had the freedom and the luxury to save that ult for these offensive maneuvers. And Breeder, I'm a little worried, buddy.
And then Thresh Lantern just makes all the bad go away.
Wow,
Wildstar diving under turret. Does Wild have ult here to turn the turret off?
He does. He does. Elects not to use it.
Ooh.
This
Mumu got
is
in on
trouble
this
for
Mel,
Kenobi.
looking for another
One more
Q.
Q.
Does hit it. And the bird go ahead and take down. More fights happening mid lane with more deaths. Vanguard getting a third kill, and Vanguard now has full control over this Baron pit. Jarvan's going to go ahead and take it back. He was on next to no health. Scion probably just going to put a shout bot lane, but the wave is not in a point to do a cross-map play, and Vanguard are going to be able to take out this Baron without being contested and get their resets off without losing a turret on the opposite side. So huge fights out of Vanguard there on two fronts.
Yeah, we didn't exactly see how that set up, so that would be an interesting replay to look back on. But clearly, just an overwhelming victory for Vanguard in that sequence. You had Mel caught out initially and sort of 1v1'd by the Amumu. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is holding their own and was able to take out Xayah without too much of a contest there, and really just leads to an utterly free Baron. And now is going to be very helpful in getting position for this next dragon that's coming up in 25 seconds and represents the soul.
Breeder was not as stuck in there as he thought he was, and this is suddenly a massive team fight out of almost nowhere for this Drake setup. One member of Vanguard already got a kill. Looks like it's just scattering now. Two members of 3 Krugs down, looking at getting first of 10 down as well. They get to kill him twice because Scion dings. Gosh, Jarvan is sticking around. Looks like they're going to attempt to steal. However, Wildstar is just walking to bot lane. The Q went ahead and missed out of the Amumu. Rakan knockup did miss. Breeder is in there, and Victor gets an ace. So that is ace plus Hextech Soul for the Vanguard team. They also still have that Baron buff on them. Sivir said, I trust you to smite that Baron, or has to smite that Drake, and has gone mid to get a tremendous push to get down that mid tier 3 turret, and has minions in the base. Wildstar is already on that tier 2 in bot, getting damage with those Baron buff minions. Along with the Rakan to help, and looks like they're going to quickly get that as well, and they're going to start their backs for a reset. Rakan getting to just dash out of the thresh hook range, take those empowered recalls, and they're going to get a nice fast reset with the Hex Skates out of base that Amumu and Sivir are not taking. They're making a liar out of me. Okay.
Well, Loki, it's an absolutely triumphant Hextech Soul. Third dragon in a row taken in the face of a diving J4 attempting to steal it. I do think we may have seen the pivotal moments of this game in just the last few minutes. You now have the sold up Forge Esports Vanguard team with Baron rolling down the top lane. Rakan's bringing up the rear. They're just looking for the pressure points.
Here, Amumu hitting that Q to starting things off, and they are just trying to burn down this Scion, and in the middle of getting Lantern out, first of 10 takes the last bit of damage in order to proc that life beyond death.
Yeah, the power is definitely there now for Forge Esports to take just about any fight that they want. And it's once again going to become very difficult for the only Krugs team to deny them their opportunities. We need to see something really massive from the Mel Xayah combo that's been so potent been so potent for Only Krugs in this game. Can they find one more good one before the curtain closes on this third act of a great match?
That was a great spell shield of the Bell root. Wildstar goes ahead and takes down Inhibitor in mid lane, so they will have supers pouring into the base. Ooh. This is now a best of one. It's so tense. It could go so right or so wrong for either of them. There's just so much combo potential.
The Krugs have a much smaller margin of error. They get to make exactly one more mistake. They have to play really controlled here, find the angle, find the opportunity, wrap up the other team, wrap up the Vanguard team before they get wrapped up in another curse of the Sad Mummy.
Yep. Goodness, and we see such big bounties on this Vanguard team. So
Huge.
if only Krugs do manage to get an incredible combo out, avoid the Mumu ult or even burst him down before he's able to use it. Ooh, yep. Lots of pings on the Baron and Elder Dragon coming up, but that is so much gold. 2 700 gold bounties, a 550 gold bounty, and a 150 gold bounty. So that is a total of 2,100 golden bounties available for only Krugs to pick up here. That's most of an item.
A lot of opportunity if you can seize it, and it's all in the seizing, isn't it, Loki? What you can see from the Forge Vanguard team is that they're staying very disciplined. They are looking at those objective timers. They're saying, we're going to go ahead and just lock this game up in a very conservative, very traditional and effective way. We have the lead. We have the ability to control the rivers. Make them come to us. Let's stack on the gold. Let's stack on the power. And then we'll force the issue and try to bring this series to an end. But in the meantime, the Krugs squad are still doing the right things of getting the waves pushed out as best they can, collecting their jungle where they can safely, which is not in many places at the moment. But they are waiting for their opportunity. They're waiting for the Vanguard team to get a little lazy, get a little sloppy, get a little overconfident, and then be ready to punish and pounce. Can they find their opportunity?
And Vanguard has started up the Baron here. Vanguard don't have vision in the area at all. Or Krugs don't have vision in the area at all. Vanguard has done a really good job controlling the vision, approaching it, and having a pink in the pit, so they are able to very cleanly get that. Oh, we see a TP of the Victor to get out. Nice. Very clean. Good job out of the Victor.
Yeah, but also a good recognition by Krugs to say, what can we get? And they knew they could not safely walk forward and seriously contest that Baron, so they found Victor. Unfortunately, not able to kill him, but getting Akira's teleport could be a pretty powerful trade in this next upcoming Elder fight. I'm not sure, though, that the Krugs are going to be able to get there. Look at the wards that J4 is about to walk into. 1, 2, 3, and a 4th in the river. They're going to see him coming the whole way. How can you possibly access this river in the face of a Baron buff, full soul, very strong Vanguard team? The discretion is the better part of valor. Might say, let this one go.
His health pool has doubled since the last time I paid attention to it.
Well, the Spirit Visage is a great health item. You get a lot of health on the Rift Maker as well.
Ooh, we see Traxon by himself in this spot lane with Reader coming around.
Don't go too
Krugs
far.
are looking for something, but Vanguard is there. This is a 4v4 at this time, with Rix in position. Ult coming in. Rix coming in with a Mumu ult just hitting one. Huge amount of damage on Akira. Goes golden in the team fight. Lots of damage coming out of Uzi Bear. Does Zaya have the ability to burst it down? Not quite, but Wildstar is in the base while this is happening, getting 1 turret down on the Nexus, 2 turrets down going on the Nexus, and is ignoring first of 10, trying to get down that damage on the Nexus, getting a huge shield. Does he have the damage to get it done? he does with Flicker Blades. The backdoor from Wildstar in the face of First of 10, unable to get the Volibear down. What a fantastic end to game 3. That happened.
Oh, Loki, it was an absolute banger. I mean, it really could have gone either way. We had a very strong win from the Vanguard squad in game 1. We had a very strong answer from the Krugs in game 2. And in game 3, you could see it. You could see it for the first 20, 25 minutes of the game. There was absolutely an opportunity for either team to take this one down. But in the end, the key moments went in the direction of the Vanguard squad. They found their angles, they found their moments, they were able to punish mistakes, they secured objectives, they knocked down towers, and ultimately the Nexus and this series. Really well done to them, and they march on.
So Vanguard have a 2-1 victory over the Krugs, but the Krugs were so good. That was such an awesome series to watch, and I am so happy we got to see it. Oh, that was delightful. Akira did a lot of damage. I didn't notice Akira doing that much damage, but I guess all the Victor abilities in those team fights, he was pumping out damage with the most damage in that game. Wow. By about 10k, the most damage in that game. Goodness.
Yeah, really impressive performance by honestly all the members of the Forge Esports Vanguard team. You had Wildstar, of course, having another great game. Rick's having an incredible off to the races start here in Game 3, and Akira, I agree, a little quieter perhaps than some of the other sort of show-making moments. But ultimately, stats don't lie, and Akira had an enormous impact on that game, doing a tremendous amount of damage and securing a lot of gold for his team. So I just think it was a really well-rounded approach from Forge Esports. They knew what they wanted to do. I thought we saw a lot of decisiveness from them. We saw a lot of really good trading of opportunities. If they couldn't get where they wanted to be, they went somewhere else and got something of value anyway. Their one big misstep in the entire series was attempting to take that Atacon. That cost them game 2, but they clearly rectified that and made sure that they didn't repeat those mistakes in game 3 and go home with a series win.
I am currently messaging the wrong person about an interview because...
Hello, random person?
Yeah. Delightful. I love when you go to send a message to somebody and somebody else comes online or offline and they change position. That's great fun. I love that.
Love that. Agreed. I want Akira. You got to send us. We need Wildstar for sure.
Yeah.
And we need him? Yeah, kidnap Wildstar and maybe also Rix.
Oh well, I'm definitely gonna kidnap Wildstar.
But for sure, Wildstar's got to get in first. We'll give him the business. We won't sing his praises too hard because we don't want his head to get too big.
Yeah, I mean Wildstar was pretty minorly important in that match, so yeah.
He did his business. He came and he saw and he conquered the top lane for sure.
Oh, apparently I'm taking Rix.
Yeah, we'll take Rix too. Rix had an awesome series.
No, Wildstar's going to bed.
Particularly game 3. Oh, okay. Wildstar.
So I will go.
We'll let Rix sing your praises for you.
Can I take him? Oh, never mind. I cannot kidnap. I am unable to kidnap somebody.
Oh my gosh. Where are my privs? Give me some privs, everybody. I need to start clicking on things.
Okay. So I am unable to bring people into this channel. This is truly tragic. I am sorry. I am new to this and I do not have the permissions. I can't even change the title, but Val got us on that one in the end. And it is, in fact, the end of the game. Is there any last words you would have to say for our lovely, lovely people in the audience?
Well, look, as ever, it's an absolute privilege to be here with the LBLCS community. We got to see another straight banger of a game, just sort of randomly popping out, an absolute firestorm on a Monday evening. So much fun to share the booth with you, Loki, and with Tier. Go older millennials. Well, I'm sure we'll revisit that theme as time marches on. But a great evening of League of Legends action, and can't wait for the next one.
All right. Have a wonderful evening. Take care, and everybody drink some water. Have a good night.